Thank you for listening to the Old 77 podcast.
But Sean is 20 or 21. I forget what it was. But he drove up there. He rolled up there while
this is embarrassing as shit as a person, dude.
Parents are there with their kids, and this dude just rolls and gets on the field with them. Like he's not a coach. Like you expect someone his age.
On, guys?
You would expect someone of his age to be a coach.
Right.
But no, this dude's playing with your kids. And he's headhunting, dude. He even said, he's like, I'm gonna fuck some kids up today. I'm like, I am not making this shit up.
It's because he couldn't join the high school team, dude. He never fucking paid it.
Who are you?
Hi there. This is the Old 77. It's a safe place in an unsafe world.
Hey, man, we're out of papers.
All right, then get me an avocado, an ice pick, and my snorkel.
Warning. Foul language may occur due to the subject matter.
Hey, you want to get high, man? This how they do, they got wooden balls, man?
Become a subscriber at patreon.com/the-old77podcast. Subscribers get bonus content and early access to episodes. Find out more at patreon.com/the-old77podcast. Thanks for listening.
Talk it out, man.
Back in the studio, the Old 77 studio from Jefferson City, Missouri. This is the Old 77.
We're a safe place in an unsafe world. Sorry, I'm back up. It's good to see your all's faces.
Oh my God, it's been like 2 weeks.
It's been 2 weeks.
My life has been hell.
Yes, it has.
I know both of your lives.
At work anyway, because my life's great at home.
Yes, it's been a rough one.
Dude, I am so glad we're back in the studio tonight.
Yeah, me too.
Thanks for putting the best of together last week there, Dave.
Dave, excellent job on that one, man. Thank you. The best of.
Great job. A lot has happened in the last 2 weeks in the
Definitely.
world and also in our lives.
Oh, man. Yeah.
And as you know, as listeners of the Old 77, and you old 77ers out there,
is that what we're officially going to call them now? Old 77ers?
Yeah, I think so. It's
Nice.
a good, you know,
Works as good as
it's a
any.
good thing. Yeah.
All right.
And I thought we were calling them.
I had no idea.
Maddie's been calling.
I've always mentioned them as the Old
77ers.
Yeah.
Right on. Okay.
Yeah.
It's official now. You're all old 77ers.
Well, go ahead.
No, go ahead,
going.
Dave.
No, keep
Go.
going with it,
You
man.
had something on the brain. Go ahead.
If you guys can think of something better that we should call you, you should call us
I mean, call
on the listener line
At
573.
Look at that.
246-0779. Leave us a message. Hit us
or hit us up on Facebook too.
We've turned this guy into a radio guy.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Hey everybody,
Slow progression.
Dave in the middays.
Dragging me across that
Middays with Dave. Hey, thanks also to our Patreon patrons. We have another one now.
Lunch now.
So we have Biscuit Strength.
Taylor.
We also have the Jeff City Paranormal Society. And,
Guys.
ladies and gentlemen, the Paranormal Sun. So thank you
our boy
very much. I mean,
from across the world, and
he's literally
New Zealand,
half a world away.
And like 18 hours in front of us.
This is in the future, right?
Also, big shout outs to some of our loyal listeners out there, like
Oh,
Roger,
absolutely.
Courtney, Big Philly, Angel. Also, who am I forgetting?
Who are you forgetting?
Someone. Taylor.
Absolutely Taylor.
Yeah.
We're actually friends on Facebook now. He requested me to.
Biscuit Strength.
I'm glad he
Good to
did.
see you, bro.
We've been texting him and
I've been practicing bending nails at home.
I've got our nails over there. I have not.
And I've been hurting my.
Yeah.
Actually, my arm's still fucked up, by the way.
Oh no!
It's still fucked up.
I just did push-ups for the first time. Like
I don't know what I did.
So
I have to go to
exactly
the
what she's
doctor for
talking
this.
about.
Are you serious?
Like I stopped bitching to Sarah about it because she's like, "Stop crying,"
She's tired of it.
Oh,
and I'm just like, I just shut up about it now.
Maddie's the only one to bend the nail.
She doesn't even know I'm hurting right now, so it's like
That's
whatever.
welcome to marriage, brother.
Yeah, that's called marriage.
Well, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I've been married for almost 5 years now, so I know.
That's called marriage. Also, a big ups to the Life Podcast.
Mhm.
This is the Life Podcast.
This is the Life.
I'm
That's
talking
right.
to JJ today. He was asking questions about things that we're posting and stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah,
How we do it, what we do,
yeah.
what works, what doesn't
What
work.
doesn't work?
I mean, we've been doing this for about a year and a half now.
A year and a half. We are now at what, 69 episodes? Can you believe that? Tonight also marks a milestone. So tonight we are shooting on a brand new laptop now. We're mobile.
Yep.
So keep that in mind. And
Damn good resolution.
We're in
though.
HD, baby.
we're in HD tonight. So it's
Now you can see like the
super clear.
you can see all the hair on my face.
Yeah, you can see all my old zits that have turned into scars.
God, I hope not. You can see I'm drinking a delicious Yinling lager here too.
Which, by the way, if you want to see us in HD, check out the YouTube page, y'all.
That's right.
Yeah.
Check us out on YouTube, and if you want it like right now, you can pay $5 for it on Patreon.
Yep, early access.
Early access.
Oh, shout out to my boy Joey Caputa too.
Joey.
Yeah.
Speaking of your boy, Big Philly Mike, how's he doing?
Big Philly Mike had COVID this past week.
I heard.
I talked to him yesterday morning.
Yeah.
How's he doing?
He's good. Mike's one of those guys who kind of, you know, he kept it real. And there's another guy I'm going to talk about in just a minute. But like he kept it real and really kind of stayed on the side of the argument where like COVID was kind of not made up, but still like wasn't as serious. But since he's had it, he knows now how serious it can be. He was totally drained of energy.
Yeah.
He had the meat sweats all week long. He says he wouldn't wish it on his worst enemy. So,
And I bet that was.
How long was he down for?
he said he was a full week. He said he couldn't even get high.
Damn, you know something.
Something's wrong, man.
You're talking about the iron lung, dude.
Yeah, that's
the iron lung.
Also, another guy. And on a serious note, my condolences go out to Patty Lord, an old friend of mine. His name was Jared Lord. He passed away at the age of 41. He was going to be 42 this year. He died of complications of COVID.
God damn, man.
Right.
It was a shock because he sent me a message like 2 weeks ago, and we would send each other like political like memes and shit just to laugh at it. And we kept in touch through social media.
Sure.
Yeah.
Just a really great guy, great family guy, and
How many kids did you say?
it was shocking. It was shocking to like just to see like his son post something on social media saying that I have no dad anymore. Like it was
Breaks your heart, man.
it just breaks your heart, man. Because he has 4 kids, 2 are in college, and the other 2 are, I would imagine, are in middle school.
Yeah.
And the fucked up thing is, man, he worked all of his life to get out of Philly. So they just sold their house in Philly like a month and a half ago.
Oh.
Moved to Florida, were staying in a rental house until their house was finished being built. And then this happens. So he didn't even get to see the house that he was going to move into. And 41 years old is
Too damn young.
way
man.
too young.
That
man.
hits a little close.
Yeah,
it
for
is.
sure.
You know.
And people look, it's real. It's a real thing, and that's why we have to be careful. We have to take the proper precautions because life has to go on.
Right.
We have to still have an economy. We can't just stay in like they're locking people up in Australia. We have to like keep going and live in the American dream despite going through this whole pandemic thing. And it is a real thing. So if you're one of those people that says, "Oh, it's not real, it's just a..."
Yeah.
No, if it knocked down Big Philly Mike, who's fucking 6'2", fucking 260, 270, whatever he is, you can knock down anybody.
But at the same time, those people aren't going to listen.
No.
They're just not going to listen.
No.
And if you try to follow their argument and their logic, like, well, if you take the vaccine, the government's killing you, right? So then that means the government's killing all the people willing to do that, and they're the only ones left?
Right.
Like, I just can't see that guy. If anything, they're going to try and keep us going.
She's talking.
Yeah. And at this point, man, like to me, it's not about like being right or wrong.
Right.
It's not.
It was so political for so long, too, and
Yeah.
I felt like that didn't help
I think that's what really spoiled the whole thing.
It didn't help it, no.
Because, it comes right out of the gate, right before an election, and both sides use it.
Yeah.
But yet it's still being used right now. And people can't get over the fact we need to like just come together with this shit.
Yeah.
And it will never happen because we're just
No.
you cannot control
This
you cannot
is what,
control this.
honestly, I
You
feel
can't
like
control a free opinion.
I feel like this is what happens when you cut education spending and all that stuff. Like down the road, it's just going to get passed on because now we have people who refuse to believe the CDC or any doctor, even their doctor, and they'd rather go online and hear somebody tell them that a hairdryer up their nose will kill COVID.
And look, like
Right.
I'm one of those guys who I got my vaccination, and I do believe you have a choice, but
Right.
those choices have consequences. And from what I understand, if you have the vaccine, then you won't be as sick as
Sure.
if you didn't have it. Like obviously, Scott, we've talked about this
Yeah.
before. You don't have it yet.
I don't have it, but
We've talked about this on the podcast
I'm in
before,
the
so
process
it's
of
out
getting
there.
it.
Right.
So now that it's been
But-
approved, I feel a little more safe
But-
about putting that in my body.
Right.
Sure.
And you went this long without it
Yeah.
because you just wanted to see what was going to
Exactly.
transpire with it.
My logic is when you go out and they put a new Windows out or whatever, like a new piece of software, a new tech that everybody's got to have,
Right,
right?
an update.
Right. It always never works. Just like when it came out, they had all those people, those nurses who took it in Anchorage, Alaska. Like 3 of them took it within 3 hours and all died. Like then there was other people that took different, then there was the Johnson & Johnson one that
one
was
messed up a
supposed to
lot
be
of folks,
savior, but it fucked a lot of people royally.
Yeah, it was like that one shot one. Oh,
Yeah.
I don't trust anything that's just one shot.
But you know what? That was supposed to be the game changer, though. That's what they were pinning their hopes on. Yeah.
Backfired.
Did you guys see that Joe Rogan?
Yeah, I saw that too.
And have you seen what he tried or what he claims he used?
Yeah,
and
I believe him, man. Like I don't know why he would lie even about it.
Right, but that stuff's dewormer.
Yeah, and I don't claim to be an authority on the subject, but I have heard that like it is something that you can get from a regular doctor. I don't know.
It was recommended to him from his doctor.
Yeah, I don't know what it's used for.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that he's in the right or in the wrong, but still, man, that's horse dewormer.
But
do you guys ever imagine the worst shit you've ever had in your life? Like that's going to multiply that by 10 because it's medicating you like a horse.
But you also have to understand that there's a lot of crossover, a lot of medications that you can use on other animals. You can use it on humans.
True. Now a human, even a big hefty human, is 300-400 pounds. A horse is a ton.
What he took was though, like it's actually kind of made for human use. It's not like what you would give a fucking horse.
That's what I'm getting at. That's what people are using.
But it's like, but they changed it up to where it's like it's not going to kill you because if you took the amount for what a horse takes, obviously it would fucking kill you and get you sick.
Sure.
But it's a proper dose for like a human being.
Yeah.
And Joe Rogan, look, he's no slouch. That dude's fucking.
He's in great shape. Yeah.
So he's going to recover from this thing.
Oh, he already has.
Yeah.
Like there, a lot of people who die from this thing are overweight.
Most of them are diabetic.
I'm not talking about like, look, I'm not the skinniest fucking guy either, but I'm not like completely
You're not in awful
obese.
shape. Yeah, no, not even close.
None of us are really like morbidly obese.
Right.
But that's the scary thing.
We got some chunk, but we're not like fucking like a big,
Dave's the skinniest one here, probably
he is the
$1.60.
skinniest guy, fucker.
Yeah, about $1.60 these days.
Yeah.
But like I said, like it has.
I hate you.
There's certain things. It takes a toll on people that aren't as healthy.
Oh, clearly,
it is.
Clearly,
it is.
That was one of the things that Rogan said because he just came back. He had I think Greg Fitzsimmons,
He did.
the comedian,
Yeah.
and he was talking about. He's like, dude, before I caught COVID, I was so pumped full of vitamins and shit anyway.
Oh God, yeah.
That he said it didn't really mess with him too awful bad.
So was he more of the I just lost my taster? That was it.
I think
exactly what
he
she's
said he
talking
was down for a little while, like really tired.
Yeah.
Yeah. He could feel it. He was on tour. I think it was him and Chappelle were on tour, and they had to cancel a couple shows.
Oh, okay.
Because of it, but
Chappelle had it before too.
Dave Matthews Band. You and I are Dave Matthews Band fans. The drummer Carter Beauford.
Oh, no kidding.
He got it, and the bass player Stefan got it, and so. Rather than canceling their show, they still played their fucking show, and they had the guy that plays keyboards, this dude named Buddy Strong. Buddy sat in for Carter and played on the drums and fucking killed it.
Yeah.
Which is amazing because Carter's a monster. Those are like some impossibly huge shoes to fill.
Like these dudes can't be replaced.
No, right.
Like, these are essential parts of the band.
Yeah.
Here's another thing though, man. Like with COVID and whatever the variants of it all.
There's so many
Look,
now. There's what, 3?
Look, here's the thing, man. Like,
I don't even know.
we're all going to get it sometime. We may have had it already. I don't know. Like, there was one time where I felt like I was fucking weak for 3 weeks and I was walking up the steps and it would just
Drain you.
Yeah, but I didn't have the other symptoms. I never lost my taste or whatever. Like, like a lot of people don't lose their taste, but the majority do. We're all going to get it. It's one of those things where we're all just going to get it.
Like a cold.
And I think it's going to be, I don't see it a bad thing getting it because then you have the antibodies. It's kind of a herd immunity thing.
I mean, eventually
if we
that.
ever get there. But
Yeah.
right now,
I think it's possible we can all get there.
Well, I remember
Because just because you had the vaccine doesn't necessarily mean you're fucking immune.
Right.
no, and that's the thing
That's because it's a COVID. It's human mutating virus. You know,
Right.
everyone's
We've
like,
had-
oh, COVID this.
We've had
you know?
COVID viruses since the
Forever.
fucking beginning of time.
sure.
But COVID is such a dangerous name.
No, it's not.
But they try to make it out to be.
Of course, because people who want to use that as a weapon are
Yeah.
always going to do
Exactly.
that. Well,
Because when you say flu, like, oh, the flu, don't worry about the flu.
Right.
But the flu is a very fucking dangerous thing.
Right. That's what this is. This is a flu epidemic, just like we had when the Spanish influenza came around.
Correct.
The
Correct.
turn of the century.
Correct.
But it's been called COVID before we had COVID-19.
Right.
Because
COVID is the type of
Coronavirus.
The type, right? The
Corona-
type. 19 is the year it was discovered.
Right.
Which is interesting. It's very
So, like, the Delta variant is technically COVID 21.
21.
One.
COVID. COVID 21.
One coming to a theater near you.
Coming to a household.
I'm so tired of it.
I'm just sick of hearing about it all. Like, I just
We're
want
gonna be.
Yeah.
We're gonna be.
And that's why, like, I really try not to fucking watch the news a lot.
Dude, man, I had to
watch
stop
very little
watching the
news these
news
days.
and reading the news last week. Did you guys hear that story about Florida? It fucking broke my heart.
What happened?
There was a dude who was a Marine who came back from combat in Afghanistan, right? He came back like one of the last ones to
Was he?
physically come
Okay.
back, not like evacuate back.
Mhm.
He, I think, came back last year, worked private security at a church, started going a little fucking crazy, and he started hearing God. So he was hearing God talk to him while he was doing security at the church. God told him to go to this one place and stop a girl from killing herself or something. That's his story. So he rolls over there and he talks to him, and they're like, hey, buddy, there's nobody here like that. So instead of just taking it as fact, he goes home, puts on body armor, goes in, shoots the place up, kills 3 adults,
Oh my God.
an 11-year-old or 13, I don't remember which, but it was a teenage girl who had multiple gunshot wounds, and then he killed a mother and a 3-month-old. All because he said God told him.
Wow.
It fucking killed me this week, man. It just, I had to stop.
That'll tear your heart out.
I had to stop. I'm tearing up thinking about it now. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
3 months old and a 12 or a 13-year-old.
I can't even fathom.
And these people were just minding their own business.
Right.
That's
it.
At the church that I play at one week,
God spoke to you.
no, I haven't had that happen.
He said, "Dave, you shred, motherfucker.
Dave, you're not.
You fucking shred."
Dave, you're not getting paid enough by this fucking church.
Dave. This is God. Play that shit, Dave. Play it like Hendrix.
You're in the wrong key, Dave. It's E flat.
That's really what he said.
Motherfucker, Jesus never played like that.
No, one day I
He's
came
the son of God, bitch.
and there was a cop in the front of the church, and so we were all wondering what the deal was. So then during the service, the pastor announced that somebody had like sent a threatening email to the church.
To the church?
Jesus.
Uh-huh.
Oh my God.
And so we had a cop at the front of church for like several weeks.
Man.
After
Like at the door, like the entrance?
like right at the entrance.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn, that's some serious shit.
Things
we
that we
right.
shouldn't have to worry about.
We live in a weird time.
live in a weird fucking time, dude.
It's a hot, hostile environment.
Yeah, and you know, there's a lot of people coming back
Mhm.
from Afghanistan and other places that are in bad places mentally, and we've got to address it.
You know, that's another thing that happened while we were gone too, the whole Afghanistan thing.
Isn't there some kind of venting system like they did back in World War II, though? Like they go through a program and you come back and you kind of like vent through this program because
It's evolved now.
you go from being a soldier, a killing machine, to like a pedestrian.
Yeah,
A civilian.
to make. Yeah,
And like you have that
Like the guy in
PTSD,
Florida.
man.
That's exactly what that had to have been.
Right.
clearly
And meth, I'm sure, because it's Florida.
because it's Florida.
I think later in the week it was meth.
Sure.
So,
And I'm not even trying to get into what's going on in
No.
Afghanistan right now.
no, and I'm not even trying to bash on
'Cause that shit
veterans
is
or
so
anything
fucked up.
like that. Don't think I am.
I got mad respect for veterans.
Yeah, dude, it's the
Mad respect.
opposite of bashing for me. It's like I respect the shit out of those guys, which is why we need to address how the mental health
Think about this.
epidemic that's happening with our veterans.
Absolutely. Think about this though. The last 20 years we've been over there. Think of how many soldiers came back all fucked up.
Oh
because of
God,
that.
yes.
And it's been 20 years.
Yeah,
No.
9/11 is on Saturday.
Right. Oh my God, that's right.
Like
the 20-year.
never forget I'll never forget where I was at.
Yeah, no, we had a whole thing last year.
Shit
We
was
did a
our
show on 9/11.
That shit was our Pearl Harbor, man. That was our generation Pearl Harbor.
But you know what? In 10, 15, 20, 30 years past today, are people going to know Pearl Harbor?
Yeah, well, yeah, that's why we remember it every fucking year.
That's what I'm getting at. If we keep saying this is our Pearl Harbor, people are going to be like, well, what was Pearl Harbor?
Because I always make sure that I always like try to repost it on Facebook or something.
Yeah, you do.
When it is, the day that Pearl Harbor was attacked.
Yeah.
I believe it was December 7th, right?
Yeah, December 7th.
41, right?
A date that will live in infamy.
Hey, man, where's Pearl Harbor at, man?
Oh God,
that's the response.
We know a guy.
We know a guy that literally one day we were like, hey,
he's a friend of the show too.
Right, he's a friend of the show. He's going to be on the show, where he's been on the show a couple of times actually. I don't want to say names.
He's going to tell us that story.
I hope so. But yeah, it was flat out. Wait, where's Pearl Harbor at?
And I was like, what the fuck,
dude? A whole group of people come charging at that guy. The
We were
best
all-
was our boss
Oh,
from way back in the corner went, what?
Nice.
Just come echoing up.
Well, think about this, man. Think about this. There's a whole generation of people that weren't born yet
When 9/11
Oh yeah,
when 9/11.
yeah. That's what I'm getting at.
And
We're-
all they
we're
know
old,
is
fellas.
war.
Yeah.
All they
That's
know,
it.
That's what they've grown up in.
all they know is
All they
a
know is-
post 9/11
Right.
world.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's it.
And it's so
Poor
bad.
bastard.
Fucking crazy.
You poor bastard.
Wow, I didn't even thought about that.
You wanna
We
know what
are
I
the
got-
last generation.
We are.
Yeah.
We are.
You know what? Yeah.
And people, well, obviously, like generations, that are older than us, but
Right.
we are the last
We
generation.
are the last generation. The world changed on us.
Yeah.
We were raised to prosper in a different
We
world.
were raised at the end of one era and became men at the beginning of another.
I think I was 22 or 23 when that happened. I mean, I was a
I
young
was
man.
19.
I think I was in radio. So
You
I was
and I,
22.
you and I were the same age.
I was 22. I
Okay.
think.
You and I
So
were-
you would have been 22, 23. Yeah.
My sister called me. I was in bed asleep because I was in college and
I was in bed asleep too.
I was asleep.
I
was
slept until noon, man. But yeah, dude, I'll never forget that moment. There's
I remember I was late for work and my boss called, and I picked up and she's like, "Hey, are you running late?" I'm like, "Yep, sure am." And she goes, "Are you running late because of what's going on TV?" I'm like, "Okay." So I turn it on. I'm like, "What the fuck?" This is right before the second plane hit.
Man.
And then the second plane hit, I was like, "What the fuck is
That's
going
exactly
on in
what
New York
she's
City?"
talking
That's
I mean, it was only 90 miles away from
Right.
where I was living at. And
Wow, I never even put that together. It was pretty close to
yeah,
you.
and I worked in Center City at the time.
Oh man.
And they closed down the entire
Well, I bet they did.
center city of Philadelphia. So
closed down all
they're
the
like,
buildings.
"You just like stay home." I'm like, "All right,
Yeah.
will do."
Wow,
I just watched the fucking news all day.
I never even put that together. You were right up in
My dad's like,
line.
"We're under attack, man."
How close?
yeah,
How close
I
were
bet.
you to Shanksville?
Shanksville, that's probably like 6 hours.
6 hours.
Shanksville is where the one plane.
That was in like rural. That's like in rural Pennsylvania,
Pennsylvania, right?
closer to
Wasn't that like?
closer to Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
yeah.
I see.
Yeah, I was thinking it was closer there.
Because it was going like that way towards Washington, like south,
Yeah, they think it
They were
was
trying
going,
to cut through.
southeast.
I
Yeah.
think they were either going for the Capitol or the White House. Is what they think.
One or the other.
And God bless those people too, man. All those people on that plane, they
Absolutely,
fucking,
they
they just ganged up on those motherfuckers.
What was that?
Fall
Do
back.
you guys remember that
Fucking
phone call
terrorist
that
pricks.
for a while there was that roll sign like "Let's roll"
Fuck
because of that
you.
one dude?
Yep.
Yeah.
Fucking Taliban.
Yeah, the guy who was basically coordinating the whole thing. He was a military man, an ex-military guy on the plane, I think,
hmm
and was like, "All right, you guys got it ready? Let's roll."
And it's fucked up because
that's what
like
they
people were just
used.
calling their like loved ones saying, "I love you."
Right.
Can you imagine being
I
on
can't
one
even.
of
I
those
can't even
planes?
imagine that.
Dude, the worst is watching people jump out of the buildings.
Yep.
That was the worst
Like-
part. Yeah.
20,
Yeah.
20, 30, 40 floors in the air.
Well-
All they can do is jump.
They said that like the heat was so hot that their bodies might have just repelled, and they just like fucking.
Long them out. Oh,
Not even that. No, they were just so hot. They're like, "Fuck it,
yeah.
I'm out,"
I'm out.
Yeah.
and that was it.
How desperate would you have to be to?
But you'd be dead by the time you get down there already. I think.
But you're alive the whole way down, knowing that was your only option.
Yeah.
God damn.
You
What
want
a
to
horrible, horrible way. Horrible.
Damn it, boys. This is a depressing episode.
It wasn't until 77. Yeah. Wow. We were talking about 9/11. We're just talking about real
True,
shit. You
that's
know what I
true.
mean?
So the other one that it also sucks is the Challenger because supposedly
They just came out with that.
they believe that those people were alive all the way back down.
Yeah.
All right.
That hurts the childhood right there, man, to know that she made it all the way to the bottom.
Man,
So, dude, what's up? Like, so we haven't been on for 2 weeks, right?
Right.
And
not fresh.
No, not fresh.
Bobby Kennedy's assassin
Sirhan?
was let go.
Did they release him finally?
Yes, he was let
Got
go
paroled.
in California.
Wow.
I think he was a patsy.
I think he was an informant for the mob.
Is it true that the family, the Kennedys, wanted him released?
I don't know about that.
They're like, it's
Possibly.
okay, just release him.
We didn't like Bobby that much anyway.
Honestly, probably.
Because if someone fucking killed a family member of mine, I'd want to see them fucking burn in hell.
There's no family members left
Yeah,
There's a younger generation of Kennedys.
who don't even know them, to be honest.
Who the fuck are they, right?
Right.
There's that one redheaded guy. He's in politics.
Yeah, he's
in
the youngest of the
Massachusetts.
youngest
I can't remember his name, but I know who you're
like
talking
Jacob.
He looks like a Kennedy guy.
Yeah.
He has that Kennedy face.
Yeah,
He's got an accent.
got
Oh,
the pin.
oh, and all that,
The
all.
high gum.
Hey, let's go
I'm
to the.
only here to fuck bitches and pass law.
Hey, let's go to the bar.
to.
Hey, my God, dude.
Jack was
Right.
a baller.
Dude, Jack, he bagged Marilyn.
Dude, he banged a lot of chicks. He would bang like White House interns.
Oh, yeah.
And there's stories, there's testimonials about it too. Like he fucked everybody.
He was Bill Clinton before
They said
Bill
that
Clinton
he.
was
Right,
Bill
I was-
The one time he was sick and he had STDs and shit.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure there's like a Kennedy
No, there was.
basement
It's,
somewhere where he's,
a hidden
take
corridor.
that down to the Kennedy basement.
Mhm.
that guy was fucking.
Jack, that guy fucked.
That guy was fucking, man.
It's a shame that his brother got killed, man. I think he would have been a good president.
I meant the whole family. Honestly,
Bobby would've
the
been a
whole
good
family. I think they were too gung ho, and the mob. I personally think the mob took him down.
I do too.
Well, they said that if Jack would have lived and he would have survived his presidency, he would have caught a lot of shit for all
Oh
the
my
stuff
God.
that went down during his
because they
his
helped.
4 years.
Cuban Missile Crisis and all.
Pay pigs and shit, like all kinds of
That's
crazy
exactly what
fucking
she said.
messed up shit.
The mob helped to get him elected, and then he turned around and decided he was going to go after the mob as president.
Yeah, that kind of.
That's why I think you're still
it doesn't really sit well, right?
I think you.
Lee Harvey was just a fucking.
So there's a whole
Just a-
story that
just a
leads-
face
was
for it
picked
all.
up by a couple of dudes taken somewhere, given a conversation, and then dropped off at the airport to go to Russia.
Damn.
And it's supposed to imply that was the mob basically telling
They were
him.
trying to make
This
his
is
like
what's going on.
who was Russian involved. Yeah.
Yep. That
Man.
messed up.
And here Russia's like, what the fuck? You blame us for everything.
But we will be glad when you kill your president. Go fuck him up. Hello, everybody.
And Walter Cronkite was crying like a bitch in
Oh my
the air.
God, man. Walter Cronkite was crying. The whole nation.
That's right.
Because you know why? He was getting blowies with Jack.
Back in.
He probably was.
But that's back in the day when you trusted your newsman.
God, Matt, you're so disrespectful.
It's Walter. It's Walter, man.
Walter, man. It's like Peter Jennings, dog.
Big ups to our friends at the Jeff City Paranormal Society, Biscuit Strength, and our newest Patreon subscriber, Paranormal Sun.
Homie JT.
Live Tower Studios. Check him out from New Orleans.
Yeah.
No, I mean New Zealand, sorry.
New Orleans.
Got my news wrong.
Hope he's not in New Orleans.
He'd be a lot cooler if he was, man. He could be on the show more.
He probably wouldn't have any power though.
Right?
Right.
But that's a good point. We could talk about that later. Also, we've got a story coming up from Florida. It's a Tuesday.
Ooh.
You guys know the Florida stories are the
My God,
best.
I love
We also are going to talk about how good are eating boogies later on.
Bugs are so delicious.
We
got a story for you.
Scott and I witnessed it happen.
We saw the scoop and dupe.
I've got
Tell ya.
a booger
It's
eating
fucking
story.
gross.
I've got a booger eating story I'll share with you guys too.
Okay. It's nutritious.
Oh,
can't wait.
Do that.
All right.
Coming up.
All right.
Next.
We'll be back.
Bitches.
Perfect.
Hey guys, it's Matt, and we always talk about Last Flight Brewing Company, and we never exaggerate on how good it is there. They have this wonderful indoor space where you can fit a bunch of your friends or your family. You can take your dog in there. Also, kids are welcomed. We can all drink as equals. It's a great spot. If you want to sit outside, there's tons of space. It's a great spot for a sunny afternoon with friends, families, even colleagues. You can do it all out there. Games, cornhole, whatever your vice is. They also have a carefully crafted beer menu which changes all the time. Each beer they put out is delicious. Also, Last Flight won first place at the Missouri Beer Festival. They've come a long way in a short time, so check them out. You can find them on Facebook and online at lastflightbrewing.com. If you're local, check out Last Flight Brewing Company today. Go enjoy some sunshine. Get off your couch. Go. Go right now. Fill up your growler.
Hey kids, welcome back to the old 77.
It's a safe place.
In an unsafe world.
So
We were just talking about what we had for dinner tonight, and I was saying that, you know, I cooked Sarah salmon tonight and asparagus.
Yeah, we can smell.
And we were just talking, like, why does asparagus make your pee smell so fast and
Dave,
so
you got an answer?
so potent?
I do. That's the thing. That's what I was about to say off air.
God,
That's the thing. It's amazing to me how quickly after I eat asparagus that my pee starts to stink. You know, they say that it takes food like, you know, what, like 8, 10, 13 hours or some shit to digest.
Yeah.
But somehow, whatever's in asparagus, it goes right through.
So why doesn't broccoli or Brussels sprouts like do something to your piss?
I'll tell you.
Besides fucking asparagus.
I'll tell you why.
It stinks. I mean, like sometimes
sometimes it's bad.
Dude, I just took a piss in your bathroom and it stunk like fucking straight up ass.
I just shut the door. I know.
See, there you go. You went after me. And I didn't fart. It was just my pee that stunk like
I
asparagus.
got no problem.
Okay, so here's why.
Why?
Yeah, tell us.
When asparagus is digested, asparagusic
That's
acid
exactly what
gets
she's
broken
talking
down into sulfur-containing byproducts.
So you're basically peeing out sulfur. You're pissing out the devil, man.
Sulfur in general is not very pleasant to smell.
No, it is not.
When you pee, the sulfur byproducts evaporate almost immediately, causing you
Damn.
to smell that unpleasant scent.
So it's your body breaking it down into the asparagus acid?
I think that, well, no, the asparagusic acid, your body breaks that down into these sulfur-containing byproducts.
The asparagusic.
And then I think the sulfur, when it makes contact with air, it evaporates very quickly.
That's your smelling.
Which produces the smell. Yeah. But damn, it's worth it though, man. I love me some asparagus.
I mean, asparagus is great.
Especially if you
asparagus.
Delicious.
Especially, I know it's a great word.
My favorite new
It's
word.
really healthy for you too.
Especially if you wrap it up in bacon.
Oh, yeah,
Do it in the really thin sliced pancetta.
Oh yeah, the fancy stuff. Mm.
Oh, it's even better because the whole thing is like just meaty chocolate, you know, because really bacon is the candy bar of meat.
Yeah.
You can do anything with bacon.
God, it's great.
And asparagus has an almost meat-like texture too.
Yeah, it's one of those thick veggies.
I've always said if I
Mushrooms.
had to quit eating meat, mushrooms.
Mushrooms are
very
to
similar
die for.
texture.
We ate portobellos the other day.
Oh man,
Great, man.
And we just pan fried them. And Sarah put them in a pesto with this pasta with like
Now you're
sliced
talking.
up, diced up chicken,
Now you're talking.
covered in fucking pesto. Oh my god, it was. I wanted to go jerk off on it.
I bet you did, man. Probably
But
nobody
it
would
would
have
look
thought
like pestos.
exactly. Nobody would have thought anything of it. They're like, oh, you got some extra pesto.
This is really creamy tonight. Extra pesto.
It's the Francis seasoning.
We grew it in our garden.
It's not the Philly cream cheese.
Got the whiz all over it.
And it's not the shit you get at the bakery either. Shout out to Jackson Weaver.
It's like calling you doughboy.
The doughboy.
Is Sarah a pretty good cook?
Fantastic.
Sounds like she is.
Yeah.
I cooked tonight.
I was gonna say
it was my
you're
night
a
to
pretty
cook.
good cook too.
I'm trying to do more of my part. You know, she's getting burned out.
I get it.
Like
That
women
happened.
do, yeah.
I get it. Who does the laundry in your house?
Sarah does it. The majority of the time, Sarah does it. I vacuum more than she does.
What about dishes?
We have a dishwasher.
Our dishwasher broke
Oh, it sucks, dude.
Sorry, dude.
a year ago.
You know what sucks about living at my house?
For real.
I don't have a garbage disposal, so that sucks because I got to either
Yeah.
throw all my food like out into
Yeah.
the woods.
We just got a new sink in our.
But you got the woods.
I got
we,
the
we
woods.
just got a new sink in our kitchen, and so it's like one of those deep, like just
Yeah.
deep one sink.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
It's a onesie?
it's a onesie.
Those are badass.
And we got a new garbage disposal too.
Lucky.
So and this thing's fucking like badass.
I was told
Put
that like
anything down there.
out where I live,
It's quiet as
supposedly-
fuck though. It's
Really?
stealth, man.
Oh.
Yeah.
I can't have a garbage disposal where I live.
Probably
For real?
not.
Yeah.
Because you have a septic system, right?
I do.
You can't just be putting anything down a septic.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you have to do anything to the septic system to keep it clean?
Not really. We had a crew come out like every few years. I think you're supposed to have a crew
Right.
come out and clean it out for
Pump
you.
it out.
Other than that, I've not
No.
touched it.
You should get this stuff called Ridex.
Mhm.
And it's like once a month you're supposed to flush it because you can get roots and stuff from trees
Oh
that
yeah,
can grow into it.
especially
dig-
where I live.
break it up. Yeah.
Okay,
Do you know what kind of septic system you have?
I do not.
Oh.
Hmm.
When we lived on 15, what was it? 1803 Stadium when we had that house over there. The house that had the rape room.
I was gonna-
Every house needs one.
Had the rape room.
Absolutely. Yeah.
No rapes happened. It was just a room that had
So-
like solid reverb in it.
Right. Imagine imagine the
like a bunker.
rapiest room that you could think of, right?
It was
In
like a
movie.
bunk. It had a bunk. It was like a bunker with a drain and a fucking random tire in it.
Like
It's weird.
an S&M type room.
Yeah, like you hang somebody above the drain, right?
Like it was kind of a sketchy room
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Every house needs one.
So anyway,
Here, that's the first room they showed me. Hey, man, come on down. Maddie's got a rape room. Let's go.
that garbage disposal, I threw because we were
exactly
renting the
what she
house.
saw.
I just threw anything.
Yeah, who gives a
and fucking
Right.
everything and fucking their mother down. I think.
Shoot up
Like
for Christmas.
there was like leftover pasta. I'm like, fuck it, and you're not supposed to like do that with pasta. You're
Oh,
supposed
really?
to throw it out.
I pasta the shit out of mine.
Yeah, man.
But you're supposed to like take it easy, or it's going to like clog your fucking pipes up and shit.
Yeah.
Well,
But anyway, like, we're talking about food. Like we were just talking about food, like
Like
good
we did.
foods. Scott and I witnessed something horrible.
That's a great segue.
Over the weekend
Oh my God.
at work, and I'm not going to name names,
No.
but there's this one particular board operator that we have,
protect the innocent.
and
This
so
one dude.
I took a highlight from him.
Yeah.
And then Scott turns around, and this dude does like a full motion pick, and then the booger was on his finger, and then he just kind of transferred it over into his mouth.
That's perfect the way you just did that. Yeah.
Why do
I
people
called it the
eat
scoop
boogies?
and do.
Like, Dave, Google this. Is there any kind of nutrition fact from eating your own boogers? Because all it is dried up snot.
Yeah, I mean,
Correct.
what are boogers if you think about it? Boogers are
I thought it was
funk and crap that get up
It's-
your nose,
right.
and then your
It's like
nose tries to get rid
It's
of it.
residue.
dust
basically.
particles.
Yeah, it's like mucus
But this
grabbing a
dude's
hold
like-
of it and
this dude's
and
fucking-
flicking it out.
He's a young kid. He's like
No.
he's probably like 20 years old or 19
In his
years old,
20s.
maybe.
We're going to say in his 20s.
He's not 21 yet.
No.
There isn't a significant amount of research surrounding eating boogers because most people won't agree to participate in studies.
Obviously.
They're
However,
asking the wrong people.
Right.
they talk about this professor in a humorous attempt to engage his students. He suggests that eating boogers may actually have some helpful effects. So
Immune boosting, maybe?
he says that eating boogers exposes the body to mucus that has trapped bacteria.
Oh,
In theory, the body
Bam.
can build up an immunity to the bacteria in the mucus and then be more equipped to fight against future illness causing
And
bacteria.
technically, the mucus is yours. Like, you made it, right?
So you guys know how sometimes like you take the exit off the highway and you're on the on ramp or the off ramp and you got people behind you, so you take a peek in your rear view mirror just to see what the person behind you is up to. I was at the exit by our work the other
Okay.
day, and there was this lady behind me, and she was like definitely like at least in her 70s.
Picking.
And I turned and I was looking at her in my mirror, and I saw her pick her nose. And then I saw her stick her finger in her mouth,
Wow.
and so I thought to myself, "No, dude,
Oh, yeah.
you're
like
seeing,
an older woman?
like, yeah, yeah,
Oh, yeah.
So I'm thinking like, no, dude, you're seeing things. Like she didn't actually just pick her booger.
Of course she did.
So then she goes back up there for round 2.
Oh.
Get the fuck
You were
out
back
of
for
here.
second helping?
She went back for a second.
Different nostril?
Oh boy, I don't know. I should have.
No, man, it was a bounty up in that right.
But she went back for round 2.
Gold.
Oh, let me tell you.
Silver
It's
and
kinda like
gold.
seeing a UFO, right? You think that your mind's playing tricks on you the first time you see it, but then when it happens again, you're like, no, I know what I saw. Yeah.
Get out of here.
Yeah, Andrea had a grandma that she was, God, like in her 90s, and she would eat bugs.
Do you think it's some kind of like habit?
If you're 90 and you're 70,
No, but
if you're anything past 20, yeah, you've been doing that for a long time.
Like this dude that we know,
Oh, I'm sure he's been doing it
This
since
is exactly
he
what
was a
she's
he's got to be like
talking.
19.
even younger than that, probably.
Do you think it's just kind of like a habit he's always done?
Maybe.
Like you're doing it in a social area.
My
Like
boy
you're doing it-
Jonah picks his boogers and eats them.
But no, he's young though, dude. He's
Yeah, but I mean, no one told this guy at one point when he was young, "Hey, dude, don't fucking eat your booger," like I do Jonah.
I saw Sloan try
My
to eat
kids
her
have
boogie.
started, well, not eating
She
them.
picked her nose the other day
And went
she-
right for it,
And I
right?
said, "Don't you do that."
Because
She's
that's
like,
how it has to
I was like,
start.
"Okay, Daddy."
You got to be a kid going, I'm going to put that in my mouth.
Mine don't try to eat it, but they do like to pick it and then wipe it on their shirt
Oh, okay.
and stuff. And
Well,
so
at least
I've
it's on
really
the
been
shirt.
trying to.
Jonah will wipe him on the wall.
There was one time where like I was picking, like, because I was dried up there
Damn, man.
I mean,
9/11 to picking nose.
a while ago. This is a while
To
ago.
the old 77.
And so like a particle of the booger fell onto my lip and I didn't know. And,
Oh.
like kind of
Did it rehydrate?
No, I don't know. But it had like this
It fluffed up.
well, it kind of like snuck its way into my mouth. And it was like salty and nasty. And I was like, oh, what the fuck is that? And I realized that
Why
a
would-
booger made its way into my mouth.
Okay,
'Cause I was
so
picking it.
they're talking about like when you're a child, it becomes a habit. So a habit can become so normal to a person that they may not even realize that they're
See,
picking
there
their
you go.
nose,
There it
eating their
is.
booger.
There you go.
Second to nose picking may be a way of relieving anxiety.
Yeah.
Some people compulsive nose picking. There's a name for it, rhinotoxomania.
Rhino.
May be a form of obsessive compulsive disorder. And then they have all these steps. The heading literally says how to stop eating boogers.
Oh,
You have
I
to.
feel bad because I almost want to print this off and present now.
But dude, there's like
Right?
there are like there's footage of professional sports players
I know.
Oh yeah.
picking their noses
And
and then
eating it.
eating it. I'm like, dude, why would you even like if you're a professional sports player, you know there are cameras everywhere.
Right.
Why the hell would you even do that?
Something like what Dave just said, though. Like, it's just
Didn't even realize
right.
it.
Didn't even realize they were doing it. Like
Unconscious.
relieving anxiety.
Look, I'm not gonna lie, dude. Like when I'm in my car and there's no one around,
Oh,
I
yeah.
will fucking go digging.
dude.
And
I dig too, but I don't.
there's
eat
that one
shit.
booger in there that you're always like, it's not coming out, but you're like, like you want to get that
Oh
fucker
god,
out.
yeah. Like you almost want to grow your pinky out
Like,
so you can go up.
and once you
right,
get it out,
Fingernail.
coke nail.
and once you get it out, you're proud of yourself. You're like, oh yeah, look at that.
It's quite an accomplishment.
So you'll roll it up and flick it out the window.
Yeah, well, I'll be home sometimes and we'll be watching TV and I'm like picking my nose and then I'll flick it. Sarah's like, no, do not flick your boogies.
I feed them to the dog.
I'll pick you really? Oh, you.
My dog
So,
would eat my boogers.
She got a little dog, man, and it's just me and her, and I'll be up in there going at it, right? Like I was saying earlier, you grow your pinky out to a coke nail so you can turn it to a boogie nail and get up in there, right?
All right.
And then you just feed them to your dog.
So let me tell you how you can stop doing that, Scott. First,
No, I don't have a problem. She does.
you have to identify the underlying causes. Second of all, you can use saline nose drops or cool air humidifiers.
I probably should, but instead I have my finger up there, so it's taking care of it.
Use a memory device to
I
help
go-
reduce subconscious nose picking. An example can be wearing a bandage around your finger that you usually like to pick your nose with. That may disrupt your thoughts when you go to do it.
Sorry, man. If it ain't skin, it ain't in.
Make tissues more easily available by keeping them in your pocket, bag, and desk drawer. And the last one to me is the
that
most
one.
important one. Try to find an alternative stress reliever. Bite your fingernail. You ever think about biting your fingernails?
I've seen people who bite their fingernails nonstop though. Like
Oh,
they're
man.
fucking nasty looking.
My best friend Tim literally will chew his down till they're bleeding.
Oh my
It's
goodness.
the only bad habit my wife has. She doesn't do it till they bleed, but she'll
Right.
do that, especially if she's
He's
got
a
a
sick-
going on at work and
Yeah.
she's anxious or something.
He's a sick bastard, and he likes it. So
When I was a kid, I used to bite my nails, but I don't do it anymore.
I never did that as a kid.
I need to bite mine because I was just thinking today I
Yeah.
really need to clip my nails.
I just clipped mine the other day. Here's another thing that really feels good. Q-tip in the ear hole. Why the hell does that feel so fucking good?
Yes and no, I feel like.
Well, you got to
for
be
me.
careful because if you go too deep,
Oh, I know
that
that.
shit
I know
hurts.
that.
And you could accidentally go too deep, too.
Have you ever done that? Have you ever gone
I
too
did
deep?
that.
I did that a couple.
I did that the other day. I was doing something, I messed with something else, and then I bumped it, and I was like, oh, and it just went right in.
It
But why does that feel so good though when you're just in there? Like
It's like relieving an itch. That's what it feels like to me. Sometimes,
I feel like I do it every day and I don't have to.
even if I don't have
I
a
do that
Q-tip,
too.
I like to take my finger and just do this
Yeah.
sometimes because it's the same sensation to me as like
This is
scratching
exactly
an
what
itch.
she's
I like to
talking
take a Q-tip and clean the outer, and then the outer ring.
Yeah.
But just go in and just clean, not dig in or anything.
Best time to do it is right after a shower.
Yeah, that's when I do it.
That's
Some
the
girl told me back in the day that she's like, "Well, imagine if like it feels like when the penis is inside of me." I'm like, "That's bullshit."
Shit, compared to having a Q-tip in the ear to that.
Having a dick inside of her.
I mean, I've never had a dick inside me, but I don't imagine it's.
I don't
the
want
At least that way she can hear you coming.
Yeah. There you go. Oh, fucking pot is down. There you go, Scott. 1 point for Scott tonight.
Good times, guys.
There's just little things in life that, like, picking your nose, picking your ears. Yeah.
Picking your crack. I mean, you've been sitting for 3-4 hours.
I usually do that right before a shower, though.
Stretch, pick your butt cheek.
Sometimes I'll go in for a nice big deep scratch right before a shower.
You guys ever sit in front of the TV and put your hand in your pants like Al Bundy?
Al Bundy style. I really don't do that.
I don't do that much either.
I fall asleep that way.
I mean,
Do you
if,
really?
if I'm
I'll
gonna,
fall asleep in the chair, just all laid out,
Hand
wake
on your,
up, yeah.
hand on your pecker.
we need to put a bounty on Andrea taking a picture of me doing that.
Put it on social media.
Hand in the pants.
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
we need that for our Photoshop
We need
for our graphics.
Nope.
Speaking of graphics, we got a fancy new computer that we're doing the show. We already mentioned that earlier.
Yeah,
against
we did.
Radio.
I mean, if you're watching the show on YouTube,
yeah, it looks
you know
now.
it looks a lot different.
Got that
lot
high
crisper, lot cleaner.
Total HD now.
Oh yeah,
60 frames a second.
oh yeah,
bitches.
we're banging on this one.
That's like Xbox, PlayStation quality, I believe.
Yeah, it is pretty good. I think 30 is what is it? 30 is high definition, 60's 4K.
I believe that's
think so.
correct. I
I
believe
think.
that's correct. I'm
I may
pretty
be
sure.
off.
I'm pretty sure because they talk about that with the Xboxes. Like the
Mhm.
old Xboxes, like if you put a DVD in or whatever,
yeah.
it'll play that in 4K, but the actual games aren't in 4K unless you get like the new shit, the PlayStation 5.
Oh yeah, those
which
games.
apparently is still is impossible to get a hold of.
Global chip shortage, man.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yep.
Oh.
It's got everybody. Cars.
That's why there's a shortage of pickup trucks right
Yep.
now because they have the chip.
So where the fuck do we get the chips from?
Where do you think we get the chips from?
China.
I was gonna say, well, China, or I was gonna
Right.
say Africa, because I know there's a lot of like very valuable minerals and things that come from Africa too.
But we need a lot of silica for it too.
And that comes from
that all
China.
comes from China
China, yeah.
right now.
Such a big fucking country.
We
I
do
mean,
so much business with China when we really probably should do a lot less.
Yep.
Just my
I
opinion.
think that's one thing that
I agree
we.
with you on
That's
that.
one thing we all can agree on.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember as a kid, man, like my parents, like my dad was a farmer in rural Illinois. So like all the farm guys occasionally would get together in the big shed and they would just rail on China for like stealing corn prices and stuff.
Yeah.
You know, like I remember one summer it was really low on soybeans because China bought soybeans from like say Germany or something, right?
They control the market.
And they backed North Korea.
Yep. Yeah, they have now, haven't they? And
We
the
talked
Taliban.
about that a little
And
bit.
the Taliban in Pakistan too.
I still haven't
Right.
finished that the North Korean refugee lady that was on.
Oh, that Rogan
I still
podcast?
haven't finished it because it's just so.
I
goddamn
finished it and I was just like, damn.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man, you got to take that one in small bites.
Oh, dude, speaking of, because I haven't seen you in 2 weeks, so I watched some documentaries and all
Oh, I
that.
was gonna ask anybody.
I watched Woodstock '99.
Yeah, I watched it.
Dude, it was amazing.
Yeah.
It was amazing. And just the whole setup and the band lineup.
Yeah.
They were asking for this
For a riot.
giant train wreck.
Yeah,
Like Woodstock wasn't about like metal
right.
and aggressiveness
Limp
and,
Bizkit.
and college frat boys.
Corn.
No, it was about like
right.
they could have had a totally different lineup and it would have been
Probably
way
would've
more
been-
successful.
Yeah.
But these people came out,
It was a shameless
destroyed everything. Oh my god! And it was on an airfield, a military base.
People were literally, sliding around in fucking piles of shit from porta potties.
Not only that, but that shit seeped over to the campground.
Right.
And fucking disgusting.
Talking about the campgrounds, how many rapes happened in that one too?
God, yeah.
How many
We'll
people
never
got
know.
raped?
You guys watched the whole thing, right? Because
did.
at the
That's
end they were
exactly
talking about
what
how many
she's talking
women were like after it was all said and done, years after this thing was over.
Yeah.
They came out and said they
Yeah,
were
they're still
sexually assaulted. and
Yeah,
stuff
we'll
like
never
that.
know how many what that number is.
What a fucking train wreck that was.
We'll never know.
But like they were trying to like the organizers. Scott and I were talking about this the other day, and the organizers were trying to blame the artists when all the shit was going down. Like, so you're gonna try to tell Fred Durst and Limp Bizkit at their prime
Tone it down.
to not sing what was it?
Break stuff.
Break stuff.
Yeah.
Break stuff. Of course they're gonna play to the audience. Of course they're gonna play their songs because you know what? They're gonna play their set and get the fuck out of there.
And you could see that in the movie. Like the show guy walks up to Fred Durst and he's like, "Hey man, can you
Right.
back?"
Yeah. Like fuck you.
And then of course Fred is like, "No, fuck you. We're Limp Bizkit."
And then on the third night when everything went to hell and all the fires started.
That was Limp Bizkit's night, right?
No,
Oh,
they were Saturday night. No, the Chili Peppers were the last fucking they were the second from last act to play because Megadeth ended it all.
oh god.
And the Chili Peppers played and everything was burning and then they asked Chili Peppers not to play what was it Fire or
Oh, Fire. They do a cover of
and-
Jimi Hendrix's Fire.
So they started to play it and the organizers were like, "What the fuck, guys? No, dude, you cannot tell these guys what to do. These are artists. They're playing to their fan base.
Right.
Yep.
You're the ones who fucked this all up." Like the two guys were both of the organizers were on as you know, they were on the documentary.
Yeah.
And they're both total dickbags.
Yeah, one of them was the same guy that organized the original Woodstock too. The dude with the really curly hair.
Yeah, he was
Right.
Yeah, he's the only one
But
if I remember right.
Yeah. And even though there was like peace and love and all that, that was still a shit show.
The original one, you mean? Yeah, Michael.
Shit show.
It was. Yeah, it was. I clearly not as much of a shit show as Woodstock '99.
Correct.
But
yeah.
but clearly there was some
But at least
not
90,
good shit
at
that went down
90,
in '69.
Was it 94? Was that the 94 one?
It was like Nine Inch Nails. Yeah, that
was not bad.
That was ours. That was our Woodstock.
You never hear about you never hear anything negative about that.
Lightning. They had dudes out on big scaffolding. Tom Arnold, come on, hey guys, come over here.
Yeah, he was there like, hey, fuck you guys, and
who's the dude? Larry, the guy from Letterman, who was like, pull your balls off. He introduced Larry Is it Feldman?
That sounds about right.
But he was the dude from Letterman. He introduced Nine Inch Nails. He was like, pull your balls off a 9-inch nail.
The dude that you always used to come out.
Yeah. The voice.
I don't know. I'm Googling Larry Feldman.
I'm trying to look up their lineup there that they had.
I don't think so.
So they had
Something Man though.
They had Blues Traveler, Jackal.
Yeah. Woodstock '94. The
Sheryl Crow, Collective Soul, Candlebox, Violent Femmes.
Yeah.
Killer lineup.
Frankie Bones. A lot of bands that you didn't.
There's a lot of bands that you really didn't know.
The Goats.
Live, right? Live was there.
Delamontry.
Oh, that's Delamitri.
Delamontry. I'm sorry. Live was there.
Live was there.
That's a great lineup.
Yeah, it was a nice, cool, smooth lineup.
You have Rage, like 99 had Rage Against Machine, Limp Bizkit, Metallica, fucking Megadeth.
Metal.
Chili Peppers are borderline. Like, that's not really metal, but like still
they were playing pretty aggressive back in the day.
Right.
John Frusciante was out of the band. They were doing Aeroplane and all that shit back in then.
But not only that, like they had a rave area at nighttime. So like after you get done fucking partying all day and you're dehydrated because there's no water,
right? Water's fucking $5.
Head on over to the rave tent,
right?
Where fucking Moby and all these other DJs everyone's dropping ecstasy and shit.
What a bad idea! What a bad idea, man. God. Awful.
We want everyone to have fun at this.
I think they had fun.
Yeah,
shit.
Some of them did.
Some of them had fun.
Some of them had some pretty horrific experience.
But you had some of the biggest fucking, like the biggest group of douchebags you could have. I mean, they're giant fucking college frat boys. And they were all white dudes.
Yeah, pretty much. It was not a very diverse crowd. No, man.
Not at all.
What a shit show.
So
that was a great documentary.
She's talking.
I'm glad you like. I still need to watch the 100-foot wave one.
Oh, dude, you have to watch it.
Yeah, I still haven't watched it yet, but I will. I promise.
Yeah, he's crazy, but like, you get why he's doing it.
For the glory, man.
He says it's not worth it if it's not worth dying for.
Just like guys that climb rocks without any harness.
Yeah, I don't get that.
That's insane.
That's a personal choice.
That.
Oh man,
that's all on you, boy. You do you, son.
Yeah,
I sure as hell don't want to die for just the thrill of it.
Yeah.
Going back to Woodstock '94, they also had Joe Cocker, Blind Melon, Cypress Hill, Melissa Etheridge, Crosby, Stills and Nash.
Just say Crosby, Stills and Nash.
Metallica was there. Yeah. 9 Inch Nails, Aerosmith, Cranberries, Salt and Pepper.
Get it right.
And Primus was there.
From the 90s.
That's not that dark of a lineup.
Primus played.
That's a great lineup.
Yeah. Primus played the best version of them damn blue-collared tweakers.
Even
that's my favorite Primus song, man.
Like even I would just sit through, like if I was incredibly fucked up, I would sit through Melissa Etheridge.
Right.
Because I would have to be.
I used to jam a lot of Aerosmith back in the day, man.
Correct, Scott.
Yes,
that is right.
That's correct.
Some Get a Grip.
Cypress Hill. Oh my God, dude! Like I would love. That had to be a great vibe,
right?
I'm not.
Bunch of weed smokers.
Oh my God! In '94 too. So
that was our That was our generation.
Was our Woodstock.
I should have went to that. '94. I was a sophomore in high school.
Yep. Did they do it at the same place as the first one?
Now that I don't know.
No, I think it was a different location.
Different, yeah.
Let me find out where it was at.
Yeah. No, wait, no. Saugerties, New York.
Yeah.
So just west.
Yeah.
Of the original site, because I think the original site was Saugerties, New York.
It was 12,000 on hand.
Have you guys ever watched the video of the original Woodstock?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, I've seen some of
Hendrix
Hendrix.
playing the Star Spangled
Hendrix
Banner.
waking everybody up that morning.
He was the last one to play,
Mhm.
and it was at like 6 a.m.
6 a.m.
So it wouldn't.
and they played all night.
At Woodstock '94, they had 550,000. They had an estimate of 550,000 people there,
94, yeah.
and they had
I remember
only
watching that.
only 164,000 tickets were sold. So people were like sneaking into that bitch.
I think that's one.
That
thing
was on the
happened at-
fucking documentary.
Yeah, I think that's happened at every
Well,
Woodstock.
isn't that almost double the amount?
Well, that's the reason why they had it at this military base, because there was a fence around it.
But people still found their way in.
It's amazing how people still tend to do that.
I think I like at the one at 99. I think they were paying a lot of the
Yeah,
guards off and
Hey,
shit.
just go ahead.
they were.
Yeah,
Yeah, those. Well, they said, yeah, you know, the documentary, the guards were like, they would like do their job for like 2 hours and then take their shirts off,
Right.
and then go fucking party.
Go
and shit.
party.
There was no security whatsoever at that place. and when not Nine Inch Nails, when Korn was playing, that wave of people, that
Yeah.
100,000 people, like all you saw was this giant wave. It was like they were all like every person in that crowd became a molecule.
Yeah.
And it was just this giant monster fucking wave. It was a living being.
Yeah. That's what I love about live music.
Crazy, dude.
That's the great thing about music is like you get to kind of step outside of yourself for a while.
Because even like he was saying, he was like, I couldn't believe when I was looking out, just the giant movement, the wave that I saw of the crowd. And then when you see the footage, you're like, oh my God, I cannot even imagine being part of that.
Can you imagine being on stage and seeing all that many people staring
No.
back at you?
No, man.
No, and not keep it together. No.
Yeah.
He said we watched it. He said he performed so hard that he was so dehydrated when he had to have like they had to hook up a fucking
An IV.
IV to him and
You
shit.
guys were talking about the original Woodstock. Could you imagine playing in a climate like that? But I don't know, being Carlos Santana, who just
Oh my
dropped
God.
acid,
I know.
I would love to
takes
experience
the
what Carlos
pain.
Santana experienced.
takes the stage right as it kicks in and just lives in his guitar.
He,
for a
he
bit.
literally thought that his
exactly what
guitar
she
neck was a
thought.
snake.
Yeah, didn't he say he was just trying to hold on?
Yeah, pretty much. He was just trying to stay alive.
That's one hell of a concert. I would have loved to see Santana live. He's like one of my bucket list shows that I would love to see, man.
Hey, he just
He's a
teamed up
legend.
with he just teamed up with another group. He's making another like tag team album.
It's not Rob Thomas, is it?
Rob Thomas is on it.
Actually,
Is
I
he
think
really?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it
He
is.
loves Rob Thomas.
Well, that's because he had a huge hit with him.
Right. Well, that and that whole smooth thing. Like when they got together, he said he's got a couple tunes with Rob Thomas. He said that Rob had the soul of a Mexican.
Really?
Yeah, I remember reading that. Like, oh, and he said that Rob's got the soul of a Latin person, like a Mexican person, you know.
Ah.
And he was going on saying that, and he's like, well, I am married to a Latina.
Well, there you go.
That's it, right?
There it is.
Carlos Santana has given you his blessing.
Oh well, I'll still take it, man.
Black
My friend are beautiful.
He's a legend. I love going back and
Cannot
listening to
think
that
like a
old
play.
Santana, man. That old like the live shows.
Old
Oh my
Santana
God.
is amazing.
I have old stuff.
It's a whole vibe.
Get it on
Yeah.
vinyl.
Did I,
Oh.
I told you guys about my friend who accidentally left a porno video at my house where
Carlos Santana
where his
was in?
mom was stripping on him?
To Carlos Santana?
Yeah, to
Really?
Black Magic Woman.
Is she
Love
still
that.
hot?
No,
I love that song, man.
it's a great song, but now every time I hear it, I think
I
of
want to listen to that shit on the way home.
butt ass naked. I probably will too. Now that you say it,
Is a black magic woman.
my friend's like
Is a black
50-something mom.
Take it off.
She is a black
I
magic
never
woman.
did tell my friend about that. by the
Thank
way.
God. You're probably still friends.
My mom knows about it because she found the tape.
Hey, thanks to our friends at the Jeff City
Yeah.
Normal
What's up, guys?
to Biscuit Strength.
The homie Taylor.
He found it.
Biscuit strength.
Sorry, man, I'm on that. And the Paranormal Sun live.
Yeah.
JT in Tower Studios. Thank you.
Our homie.
Auckland, New Zealand.
From Auckland, New Zealand.
We love you, bro. Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
We need to return the favor.
And also,
We will.
Hey, guys, check out Last Fight Brewing Company.
Absolutely.
Different menu all the time. Awesome beers, outdoor seating, and different food trucks every night.
Yeah, they've got something going on all the time.
Yeah.
I'm going to play there again.
Oh, that'd be
We're
a good
looking to
time.
do our 77th episode
I'd love to.
there, so we got to talk to them
We
about
do.
that.
Hopefully, we have some exciting announcements coming.
Have all of our friends out there
They're
with us.
coming.
Drinking beers with our friends, broadcasting. Not live, but recording.
We might have a We might have a crossover show. Like we might possibly be doing a show with another podcast that we are friends with.
Maybe.
See what happens?
We're going to
never
check
know.
in with friends. We've got all sorts of things coming down the pipeline.
Yes.
And the cooldown segment, which is just around the corner.
Coming right up.
Oh.
Right after these messages.
On the old 77.
Bitches.
It's not a segment ending if it doesn't say bitches.
In the Groove, Vinyl Records and More has the widest variety of new and used music, carrying new and reissued vinyl, used CDs and cassette tapes. In business for over 20 years, offering the best variety and service we possibly can. In the year 2000, we started out as a little hole in the wall, and now In the Groove is a full-service record shop with thousands of records to choose from. Buying rock, jazz, R&B, soul, and blues records, 33s, 45s, and 78s. We also buy CDs and cassette tapes. We've been buying and selling since 2000. In the Groove is a one-stop shop for records, stereo equipment, CDs, and other fun oddities. 708 Jefferson Street, Jefferson City, Missouri. Give us a thumbs up and follow us on Facebook. In the Groove, Vinyl Records and More.
It is time for cool down on old 77. Now you have to read all the words. It is time for the cool down.
I like that
on
keyboard in the background.
77. Old 77. You want me to say the cool down, right? Well, yes. The 77. Right. Well, the old 77. I try it again. It is time for the cool down on the old 77.
Shout out to the homie
Louis Mano.
Louis Mano, the legend in Burlington, Vermont.
She's talking.
We love you,
Man,
Louis.
the myth.
Some priceless voiceover work right there.
Just a great, genuine dude right there.
Oh, he was so good to have
Love
on the
that
show.
guy.
Yeah, that was a good show.
That guy has stories.
I have a feeling we only touched the tip of the story.
Well, you know,
Absolutely.
Demi Lovato has a huge story too.
Oh, we're gonna get right into the
With a
meat.
big tip, even.
Yeah. So,
Let me just say real quick before you start the whole.
No, go
I
for it.
prefer long-haired Demi Lovato to
Me too.
short-haired.
Right.
as a dude, definitely.
But you know, I understand she's kind of a head case.
Hey, whatever it takes, man.
It's discovering who she is as a person.
Right,
man.
whatever it takes.
It's a long journey for some people.
That's true.
Myself included.
Me too, bro.
Yeah, we're all a work in
Came all the way
progress.
from the slums of fucking
Look at you, man.
Sorry, motherfucker.
Scotty's over there like, turn it down.
I'm pulling
So-
the board down. I'm pulling it down.
I'm just kidding.
I've never seen his hand swing faster.
It's that gin and tonic talking, babe.
So
Anyway,
so yeah, so
sorry,
so Demi was on Rogan's podcast a while back, and
Yeah.
and I've not. I mean, I don't really listen to Demi Lovato, but I enjoyed listening, or I enjoyed watching her on his show.
Yes.
And one of the things that she talked
She
about,
has a great ash, by the way.
didn't get to see that.
No?
Only saw the front end.
Well,
But she was saying on the show that she had a weird experience.
USDA Prime there, Dave.
God. That's terrible.
So
What's USDA got?
beef.
It's what's for dinner.
Anyway, what's going on?
She had a UFO experience, man.
Yeah.
How so?
Well, that came out.
I mean, because anybody can have a UFO. Look, I had a UFO experience.
We'll have to track.
True, because I just said it.
It's been a while since I've listened to her UFO
Yeah.
experience, so I'll have to
Does she have a podcast?
go back and find. She was on Rogan's podcast.
Well, I'm surprised she doesn't have her own.
I don't
Doesn't
think
everybody have a podcast now?
People just had podcasts like we do.
We do.
I mean, pretty much, right?
It seems that way. I mean,
But anyway, she had this weird UFO experience. We'll have to go back and find the video of her telling that.
Actually, she has this show coming out. What's this? The show, it's called Identified.
Unidentified.
Unidentified. Sorry. By the way, it's identified.
might be after this.
It's a green or a grayer. Right?
Breaking news on the old 77.
I was in the UFO myself, and this alien was doing me doggy style.
Right.
Okay, here
It's okay because we were watching the X Files.
You guys
Scully, what are you doing?
About to get your muddy Mulder.
giving some Scully.
Come from under the table.
All right, let's hear it.
I
Yeah.
had this crazy experience that happened to me in Joshua Tree.
Why does everything
This
happen
is
to Joshua Tree?
know.
These ways that a plane wouldn't move.
Man,
That's cool.
My goal is to find out what really happened.
man, that's cool.
So it's on
Her
Peacock.
and Tom DeLonge join forces.
I wonder if that's something
Unidentified.
that goes along with what's her nuts, Miley Cyrus.
She had an experience too. Yeah.
Experience. I'm hitting the road with my best friend Matthew and my sister Dallas.
Say hi to Night Vision.
Hi, Night Vision.
It's not the first
To
time.
investigate the unexplained and the unidentified.
Let's do Skywatch. What is a Skywatch? Look up. That's a Skywatch.
Turn the fucking flashlight off, bro. He's like, you know that light.
Do a Skywatch.
And he has the flashlight pointing into the sky. Like, stop doing that
Don't
shit.
do that. Come on now. Hey, I just want to say
Here's my special friend.
we don't own this audio or anything. We're just kind of playing the Demi Lovato.
We're
thing.
promoting.
Promoting
Here we
Demi.
go.
We're helping
Sorry.
her, man.
Here we go.
What else you got?
I'm excited. Do you feel like you're going to be able to do this? I don't know.
4-part journey. Some meditation involved and triangles, pyramids. Oh.
Huh.
I've seen some shit like that.
Light years to visit us. What if they're already here waiting for us to reach out?
We've talked about that, haven't
You
we?
said that before, Dave.
Yeah, we said that.
Demi, you're not enlightening anybody
He's
here.
behind the
okay?
curve, yeah.
Dave is way ahead of Demi.
I done just saying. I done been on this.
Like, you fucking own her in this shit.
Let her finish. Maybe she has something good to
She's
say.
such an attention little.
Demi?
Wow, I'm so excited.
I bet.
Huh. Okay.
Yeah. Well,
That's the first time I've actually watched
It's
that.
on the Peacock Network, by the way.
yeah,
That's like a streaming thing, right?
Peacock.net.
that's what NBC streaming service. Yeah.
That's where
Their
the
new
office
one,
is at.
Yeah.
They switch all the damn time.
I don't do it, but I'm pretty sure I got the hookup on the login.
Right on.
Oh, nice.
Watch that
Hey.
shit.
It's nice.
Watch it.
Yeah.
Mm.
Maybe.
Yeah, you should watch it.
I'm still waiting for the J.J. Abrams thing to finish so I can do like, a trial of Showtime and
That first episode is legit.
And
it's good, dude.
binge it all. Huh?
It's good. Yeah, that first episode is legit as far as like there's so many shittily made documentaries on this subject that are just like have no credibility at all. And the one that J.J. Abrams has done, at least part 1 that me and Maddie have seen, it's really, really well done. And he's talking to some legit people.
Yeah.
He's talking to high-ranking military people, senators.
Got Harry Reid.
Harry Reid's in there.
Look, like these people, we've said it before. Like, why would they even come out if they knew that this was going to, tarnish their
there's
their
one reason.
reputation?
Well, that's why so many of them didn't come out for so long.
But now they are because it's more accepted now.
They can't deny it anymore.
There's one reason I can think
Exactly,
of why
Dave,
they would do it now, and they could use the excuse with this that they have nothing to lose. They're getting older. They're going to pass on, right? They know that there's something out there. Maybe they're doing this as like distraction.
Could be. That's the whole thing is what are the intentions? Why are we finding out about this now?
Right.
Like officially.
And more about it now. There's more footage. There's more experiences.
There's more acceptance.
There's
especially
talk
by
about
the government.
There's talk about re-engineering,
reverse engineering.
They're reversing their.
That's what Bob Lazar was supposedly doing.
Yeah, I mean, there's so much to it. They're talking about dead cadavers of aliens.
Man.
Just preserved.
That's supposedly what happened at Roswell. Supposedly there were bodies at Roswell.
3 of them, weren't there?
I can't remember.
I think there was 3.
I mean, if there is an abundance of,
evidence,
aliens.
Yeah.
I mean, you're gonna have a few crashes here and there with them.
Yeah, I mean,
there's some their equipment will probably go haywire too.
How come we don't have fossils of UFOs though?
Right.
It seems like they only came around.
Well, maybe we did. We just never.
Maybe. Maybe.
I think it's been going on for a long time.
There is hieroglyphics like in Egypt and in Guatemala, and I'm pretty sure I'm missing a few others that depict flying, India, flying aircraft.
Yeah, and India.
Maybe it wasn't an asteroid that killed the dinosaurs. Maybe the fucking aliens killed the dinosaurs.
And it seems awfully weird that there are pyramids on 5 continents.
Right.
Just about.
Right.
And they're all very, very similarly designed. They have the same passageway.
Same passage.
They have the same.
Not necessarily same passage, but same overall design aligned to the star.
Yeah, there's a consistent build to that.
You guys heard about that kid in was it somewhere in South America? This kid figured out that all of these sacred sites were lined up to the different constellations,
Yes.
and using that
He did this on
information,
Google Map, or
he was able to basically like rediscover an old location where there was ancient architecture
He's
and
found
stuff.
two different places according to all of that.
Yeah, there's definitely some things going on there with these ancient monuments being lined up with constellations in the sky.
Oh, absolutely.
That's something that we see consistently from one continent to the next.
Mm-hmm. And you know, who taught them that? How did they come by that?
Here's another one of my favorite facts about Egypt and the pyramids. So the Great Pyramid. Imagine if you took the Great Pyramid and built like a dome around it, and the dome went as high as the top of the pyramid, and then it went around the base. So if you were to do that
and encase the entire thing,
and then also go all the way around it, you get the exact dimensions of the Earth. And they also accounted for the fact that the Earth is wider around the equator than it is from north to south.
Interesting.
That is even factored in to the dimensions of the Great Pyramid.
So it's like a smaller model of the entire
Yeah,
thing.
I think it's a 1 to 32,000 square model, and that number 32,000 pops up again and again too.
Yeah. That's because I think it was 7, wasn't it? Isn't 7? There was a couple of numbers that were considered like sacred, and then multiples of those were like it was the sacred ark.
Yeah, and you're right. A lot of them are multiples of 7. Like
I think it was 7.
144 is one that pops up a lot.
Yeah.
Or 144,000.
Yeah.
That's in the Bible. That's like supposedly how many people are going to go to heaven. Yeah, man. There's a whole bunch of numbers that pop up again and again, and not just in the Bible, but in all of these ancient texts.
Yes, and in nature.
Yes.
You know,
The
you'll see a
Fibonacci
lot of it.
sequence.
A lot of Fibonacci in nature. Yeah.
That's what nature is, man. It's just geometry in motion over time.
I think anything eventually becomes that given enough time.
It's all the same formula, man. It's all a self-repeating image. If you zoom out far enough, everything starts to look the same. It's like a fractal, right?
Yeah.
It's like if you zoom out on a river, if you zoom out far enough, it starts to look like the veins in your body, or like, you know, the neurons in your brain. If you zoom out far enough on anything, it all starts to look exactly the same.
Yeah.
Literally.
And the pattern repeats.
It's a fractal, man.
But it's hard to believe that these people built these giant pyramids just by foot and hand and shit. Like they had to have some kind of assistance from something of a higher,
I don't know if they had that
engineering status.
You have
There's lots of theories on
20 years and 10,000 people. You can build just about anything, man. You can work them guys to death.
I feel like you could build just about anything.
But what gets me is they didn't even have saws at the pyramids in Egypt.
That's the
they
thing.
rubbed stone together to smooth them.
That's the thing that doesn't.
The pyramid was completely white.
It just blows my fucking mind.
Yeah.
And they've just recently, as of 2 years ago, found there's a little itty bitty passageway in the king's chamber. It's tiny.
Yep.
Tiny. And they've ran a robot up it a couple of years ago, and there's a door inside of it. I'm talking it's like maybe a 3x3 chamber size. There's no way anybody can get up there.
Yeah.
They run a robot up, but there's a fucking door up there. How did they do that?
Yeah.
So now they drilled through it and they moved on, and they've since found it's collapsed, but there's a whole shaft in there that we don't even know about.
They used LiDAR.
Yeah.
And they mapped out the inside of the pyramid, and that was how they discovered the hidden chambers.
That
and
is
stuff.
That shit is amazing.
Which is also how they have found the hidden cities in South America too.
You can deforest everything.
Yeah, they're so covered with jungle that the monuments and things are impossible to see with the naked eye.
They
but
do that with like old islands too.
Oh yeah.
They just it's like a giant X-ray.
Another one that blows my mind is Easter Island. You know Easter Island, Matt?
Yeah. Easter Island is pretty
You'll recognize Easter Island.
The big moai.
Yeah, they're called the moai.
You know, they actually found that they go underground.
Yes, there's a base.
They have bodies.
These guys right here, Maddie.
Oh right, yeah.
Easter Island, which is like literally like the most remote place on the earth.
Remote as hell,
basically.
So if you've ever followed the story of Easter Island,
Chilean territory.
Yeah. The scary thing is if we don't know, but they think they ran out of resources and turned cannibals.
Really?
And consumed each other.
Oh my god, that's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, how the fuck did they get there in the first place? That's my question.
Right. I mean,
so remote.
You'd have to be like some kind of Polynesian. I mean, it says here, it's a remote volcano island in the Polynesia. So obviously these people were just kind of
I mean, they're
discovering
seafaring.
but they're I mean, did you ever watch Moana? How they go island to island, and some of them stay.
That's it.
Well,
right
this
there.
has to be like that kind of case.
There was the History Channel had a thing a couple years ago, and I watched it, and they had a coming of age type thing, and there was a certain bird that built its nest like high up in a tree, and as they're coming of age, they would send like 4, 5, 6, 7 kids and male children over like the course of whatever, a day or something, and whoever brought back one of those eggs, he then became a man, right? So everybody wanted an egg. Apparently that tradition caused that extinction of that bird.
I see.
And then
That's
that kind of
exactly what she's
cascaded other
talking
things with them, and it was mainly birds that they were feasting on, and fauna.
Yeah.
And then everything, went tits up, stopped growing.
Yeah.
It looks like there's 900 monumental statues.
Yeah.
Yep.
They're called Moai.
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 Yeah,
The Moai.
They were created by the inhabitants in 13th to 16th centuries.
That's the theory.
And there again, they probably didn't have any kind of...
Check it out, Maddie.
Like the 16th century isn't that far from it's only like 500 years, man.
So if you dig below those things, their bases.
Holy shit, they got a whole body, dude.
They got a whole body
Wow.
that's been buried for some reason.
So
Right.
at
Been
one
lined up.
so at one time
they all face the same direction.
so at one time all of these were above ground. The whole body was above ground, but it was just over time.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Just the ground has
No.
dust
Either
and
that or it's
landslides and shit.
Because see, there's some that are just laying in partial, like in full display. They're in partial, like completion.
There's 900 of them.
Yeah, they're everywhere.
Holy shit.
it could be a deal.
Is it a
like,
tomb for people or
They don't know.
There are caves on the island, and that's where they found like human remains with like tool mark
Evidence that
evidence of cannibalism.
Wow.
They think that the surface just became uninhabitable, and so people went underground to hide and to keep safe.
That's some primitive shit, man.
And they straight up warred and killed each other and ate each other.
They're a massive. Each
Yeah.
one is super big. It's
It's BAF.
Yeah,
Big as
absolutely, man.
kind of takes your breath away. I
Yeah.
mean, you're talking about one of the most remote places on Earth this has happened.
Yeah.
Go figure, right?
What's the other one that I'm trying to think of?
Crazy.
In Thailand.
Angkor Wat.
Angkor Wat, man, that one is crazy.
Angkor Wat just recently became discovered not too long ago. Like I want to say the 1920s, maybe.
So check this out,
But
Maddie.
Angkor Wat was
That's Angkor Wat, which is in Thailand.
so that's the size of Houston, Texas, in the jungle in Thailand.
And it was all like supposedly
This is the size of Houston, Texas.
That's what I've always heard, that it's like roughly the complex itself of the greater Angkor complex is like the size of Houston, Texas.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's fucking enormous.
But
And it
supposedly like
had millions of people living at it at
Yeah.
one time. It was a lush tropical area. They had running water and plumbing
In Cambodia?
in Cambodia long before Romans or anyone else.
and supposedly like that rock was cut out of like a single piece of rock.
Yeah,
That's amazing.
yeah. Their buildings and stuff were all. It was all basically a large chunk that they just mined down.
But if you look at that, man, just like the geometric precision of it, it reminds me a lot of like the Taj Mahal.
Yeah.
Some of the
Yeah.
geometric
Ever see some of them Renaissance like sculptors where they'll have like a woman covered in a veil, and the veil itself is carved out of marble? Like it's like that.
yeah,
I don't
incredible.
I don't think we give these like ancient societies like enough credit.
Oh my God, no!
Like because we think we're so because of our gadgets and all this other stuff. Like,
But if you-
we think we're so we are high tech, but like these
Now.
people were back then. It was a different world,
right.
and they were so advanced for their time.
Yeah, and how did they know? Like, how did they know the dimensions of the Earth? How the fuck did they get
Right.
that
It
information?
had to have come from
Mapping.
sacred geometry.
Mapping and stuff like that. How do you do that without any?
But supposedly they didn't have the tools to do this.
Someone gave
around
it to them, man.
They looked around.
Someone
and
had to give it to them.
or someone gave it to them.
It could be a deal where it was where it was passed on for a long time.
Maybe.
From a civilization prior.
I like that theory. I like the theory that humans have had huge technological advances in the past.
Yeah.
Then there's some kind of cataclysmic event, whether it's a war or an asteroid
Or something.
I mean, we know that happens. We know that asteroids hit the Earth and that they fuck some shit up.
It still happens all the time. They're just little.
Right.
They're the size of like fucking cars.
But eventually, we'll get another big one. It's just a matter of time.
I just hope I'm not here.
Yeah, I hope me and my kids are long gone.
Yeah.
Their kids' kids are on their own though.
Yeah, fuck them kids.
Fuck those guys.
Fuck them kids. You know what I mean?
Great grandpappy don't care.
Grandpappy don't.
Well, that's like the whole. That's the whole theory of Graham Hancock's book. Basically, is like these things happen in cycles every so often, and I've told you guys this before, but apparently, it's referenced in Egypt and at Göbekli Tepe that this asteroid event will happen again eventually, and supposedly it happens around the year 2030.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny how we just found out about Göbekli Tepe and they're already predicting the end of the world.
Right. Didn't take long.
Damn it.
Fuckers. Fuck you guys.
I don't know, man. There's been a lot of people that have predicted the end of the world, and so far.
2012 was supposed to be the year, man.
Right? They've made a movie on it.
The Aztecs were dead wrong.
You guys ever look at the Mandela Effect?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know
Nelson Mandela?
Well, that's who it's named after.
What it's named after.
Oh.
Do you know that one, Maddie?
No.
So the Mandela Effect. So what do you remember as a kid? Do you remember the Berenstain Bears?
Yeah.
How do you remember it spelt?
I don't remember.
You don't remember? So it's really spelt like with a B-E and an I and all sorts of weird things. But at the end of the day, it's not even the Berenstain Bears, right? It's something else. That's the first one that I noticed it on. So like as a kid, I remember it one way, but in reality, it's a completely different way. That's the Mandela Effect.
Here's the one that got me. I have a distinct memory as a child, like maybe when I was 12-ish. I remember Sinbad, the comedian, being in this movie called either Kazam or Shazam. And in the movie, he played this genie. And me and like millions of other people from our generation remember this happening, but it never happened. There was never a movie with Sinbad called Kazam or Shazam.
I kind of remember that.
Right.
But the movie never happened?
Never happened.
So is it because they just kind of canceled the film?
No, it just literally never happened.
But wasn't there a movie called Shazam or something?
Shaq was in it, wasn't
Shaq.
With Shaq.
Yeah. Why the fuck would Sinbad be in it?
But that was way after.
Sinbad was in some flick, though. I mean, he had a whole group of movies at the time.
There was a movie called House Party, and
I remember that movie.
I thought he was in that shit, but he wasn't.
There you go.
You thought Sinbad was in it?
Yeah, but he was in House Guest, and that was awesome.
That's a Kid and Play, right?
Yeah.
Neil Hartman.
Oh God, that's back when kids still had the flat top.
Yeah, that was a great movie. I love that movie.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm talking off.
So
we're getting deep here.
It was a cool down.
I'm getting six inches deep in this.
So the movie was supposedly called Shazam.
Okay.
Many have claimed that the following scenes take place. Like people remember scenes. A little girl,
Sinbad.
A little girl wishes for Shazam to fix her broken doll. The children meet Shazam in the attic. Like there's example after example of like specific scenes that people remember.
See, that's just weird, right? I've never had anything that deep.
And then there's possible explanations. And this is the one that I think you guys were hinting at earlier. A movie named Kazam was released in '96 starring Shaquille O'Neal as a genie. Many believe that people are confusing this movie with the one they claim starred Sinbad. However, many claim that they remember watching both movies and preferring Shazam, as Kazam was poorly written in comparison and was known for being a Shazam ripoff.
Get the fuck out of here.
What the fuck?
People have memories of all of this, man.
Does Sinbad have anything on his IMDb about
Sinbad?
Shazam?
Like
he should.
He actually.
He's like, fuck yeah, I was in that.
He actually made like a trailer or something for that because the Mandela Effect thing has gotten so big and so popular that he actually like addressed it and made like a trailer for this movie that everybody has a memory of him being in.
Hey, look at me, I'm still relevant.
That never happened. So
y'all remember Sinbad?
Dude, I love Sinbad.
Sinbad was great.
The reason why it's called the Mandela Effect is because the first like big example that people remember, a lot of people have a memory of Nelson Mandela dying in prison in like the late 80s, I want to say, maybe early to mid 90s. But that didn't happen.
It didn't happen.
He died not that long ago of natural causes, I believe. But there's like millions of people that have this memory of Nelson Mandela actually dying in prison.
Okay, here's the Shazam fucking trailer, bro.
I think that's the one I'm talking about.
This is the one that.
Here we go.
Yeah, this is the one he made.
Let me just bring this down just a commercial. Fucking Liberty Mutual fucking commercial.
Liberty Bibberty.
I'm tired of that emu though.
I'm so tired of this commercial.
It's poor quality, by the way.
Well, it should be.
They did it on purpose, though.
It just cooked now.
Pause it real quick, Maddie. I gotta say something.
Whoops.
Here's another thing about this trailer. If you watch the trailer closely, there are examples of other Mandela effects in the trailer. For example, there's a copy of the Berenstain Bears like on the floor.
Oh, no shit.
In this scene.
Oh, well, smart.
Okay.
Smart.
Stop. It just cooked now. James, there's got to be something he forgot here. Something real.
This is corny as hell.
Oh, yeah, it's supposed to be.
We have our memories.
Oh,
They're real.
That's cute.
that's right. We have our memories.
What's up? Can you imagine if Dad saw this mess?
So like on the mess on the floor are all these examples of the Mandela effect.
What the fuck?
Like there's one with Fruit Loops, I guess.
Okay, where's Sinbad at in this fucking thing?
Here
we go.
Yes.
This is exactly what she's talking about.
Hey, man, those effects look way too good.
It feels good to get out that thing. Got it cramped up in there. Should have took you long enough, Tina.
You can tell this is fairly new because
Yeah.
Sinbad's old.
Right. Kidnapper.
So they.
Huh.
I believe we got off on the wrong foot.
He should have been in Aladdin.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
There's some candy bar that people have weird memories of, like the spelling being different. There's all
Zero bar.
I don't remember. Yeah, okay. So there's a comment. So y'all gonna ignore that Berenstain book bears on the floor?
Yeah.
Bears book on the floor. Yeah, I clearly remember watching this as a kid. I don't give a fuck what anyone says. Dude, that's how I felt too. Why do I have that memory?
Right.
It's weird.
That is weird.
So, someone says Sinbad's Shazam movie is proof someone built a time machine, went back in time and screwed up the time.
So here's the theory. Here's the theory. The theory on the Mandela effect is that it was caused by CERN, which is the particle collider.
Oh, is that what they're thinking?
Over in Europe, like that's the theory is that like that they have fucked up the timeline with that huge particle collider. I don't believe that that's the case, but that's like one of the most popular.
Oh, sorry, guys. CERN just announced a couple years ago they are building an even bigger particle collider. So
Yeah,
they're going to do it on a bigger scale.
Our timeline's about to get all fucked up. We're
You
gonna.
know, but wouldn't that be weird if all of a sudden more Mandela effect things started happening because of?
There's new ones all the time.
Right? The whole like thing with the particle, they're shooting shit around, like spinning atoms around, and they're colliding into each other.
They're just fucking with
And
shit.
the theory is that all of that will start making negative energy and it
Yeah.
will settle at the Earth's core and turn the Earth's core into a black hole.
Yeah.
Right? That was the fear. If they turn it on, they're going to form a black hole at the center of the Earth and we'll all be dead.
Here's
It didn't happen.
Here's another example. Here's another example. I want you guys to finish this line for me from Mr. Rogers. It's a beautiful day in
The neighborhood.
Scott.
It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood.
Wrong. That's not what he says. He says it's a beautiful day in this neighborhood.
Okay, well,
The
I know.
Here's another one. Sally
neighborhood.
Sally Fields, when she that famous when she won an Emmy, I think it was. She had the line where she goes up on stage and she's like, "You like me," or
Oh,
"You
yes.
really like me."
Yeah.
That's not what she says.
Oh, so that's not Sally Fields.
Yeah, it is.
I didn't think so.
I think it is.
Okay. Well, anyway, go
Yeah,
ahead.
people have memories of her saying that, and that's not what she says.
The ultimate is Scotty from Star Trek saying, "Beam me up." They would go, "Beam me up, Scotty." No one ever said that.
E.T. never said E.T. phone home. He said E.T. home phone.
Get the fuck out of here. I remember E.T. saying, E.T. phone home. No, he said Elliot phone home.
Well,
Elliot.
a lot of people remember Curious George having a tail.
Yeah.
He never had a tail.
I don't remember Curious George.
People remember the Monopoly Man having a monocle over his eye. The Monopoly Man has never had a monocle over his
I
eye.
feel like that's only been Mr. Peanut.
Well, it definitely
It's
is.
my life. Truly.
Yeah, here it is.
This means so much more to me this time. I don't know why. I think the first time I hardly felt it because it was all so new.
I'm sorry, but she's hot.
She
used to be.
for sure.
She's still hot.
Yeah, for a late woman her age, absolutely.
Gilf the hell out of that girl.
And Ed and Amy, my little friend.
Go.
Yeah, right. We just
Grandma.
made a turn.
Okay.
We're getting close to the end of it.
Loving, having patience with his obsession, and I wanted more than anything to have.
All right, wrap it up, Sally.
It's almost over.
This time I feel it, and I can't deny the fact that you like me.
Right now, you like me. A
That's
lot of people
exactly
remember
what
her
she's
saying,
talking
"You
about.
really like me," and they like believe that that's what she says, but she says that.
Isn't that what Cable Guy said?
Yeah, pretty
Like as a reference to that movie.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
People remember Fruit Loops.
But
being...
didn't he even say it? You really like me in the Cable Guy?
I think so. That's the whole thing, man. A lot of people remember Fruit Loops. That was in that Sinbad thing.
Yeah.
A lot of people remember it being spelled Fruit loop,
Like fruit.
but it's actually Froot.
Hmm.
Let's see. There's a bunch of other ones, man. There's one with Star Wars. There's one with Wizard of Oz.
What's the Star Wars one?
Star Wars 1, 3CPO, that dopey golden robot that people love to quote for decades to
C-3PO?
come. Well, mostly golden. Do you remember that he had a silver lower leg?
No, I do not.
Well, he did.
Huh.
How
about
I do not.
Well, next time I watch it,
I will check that out now.
Yeah, man.
But you know what? That could have been in the very first run,
Right,
and on
On the new
this,
ones, maybe he's not.
it's been corrected. Or I know he had a red arm in a dumb movie. Just saying, dumb.
Do you guys remember Hannibal Lecter in Silence of the Lambs saying,
Yes.
"Hello, Clarice"?
Didn't he say hello, Clarice, all the time?
He never said that line at all in the movie. The scene we usually think it comes from, he just says "Good evening," and later on in a phone call, he says, "Well, Clarice."
Oh, I thought it was straight up on the phone. He's like, "Hello, Clarice.
Hello,
I'm gonna
Clarice.
have you over for dinner."
Papa beans.
A lot of people
Got some
remember.
big
You
Papa
guys
beans.
know Jif peanut butter?
Jiffy, yeah.
Yeah, what about it?
It was never called Jiffy, bro. It's always been Jif.
Hey, Scott, I'm over.
I'm fucking y'all's brains up
putting
right now.
peanut butter on my balls
Got
for
the
my
Jiff, and Puddles is over here.
So did you really think that it was called Jiffy?
Yeah, I thought it was. I always thought it was Jiffy.
Never existed.
Hey,
bro.
Scott, tell Jim.
Wheelie woo, wheelie woo,
Get
wheelie
outta
woo, wheelie woo. I know, I'm blowing your all's
Hey,
mind.
Scott,
tonight.
this is Jeff. I just want to say that
There was never
I'm-
any Jiff. It's
I'm
always
here.
been Jiffy.
watching Seinfeld with peanut butter on my balls. The dog loves it.
Hey, I've been thinking about that spot. Anyway,
In Risky Business, the scene where Tom Cruise
slides in.
slides across, is he wearing sunglasses?
Yes, yes.
No, he's not.
Fuck you, Davey.
I was gonna say I don't think so.
He's not.
Why are you fucking with my head right
I know,
now?
man. I got a whole list of them, man.
Oh my god, man.
I already mentioned the Mr. Rogers one.
Yeah.
Is there any more left?
Kit Kat. Do you guys remember Kit Kat having a dash in between the kit and the cat?
Yeah.
No, I do not.
Yes, I do.
Never had a dash, Scott.
Oh, yeah.
Things were different in the country.
The Flintstones. Something's weird.
I
with
just cared about the chocolate.
Flintstones.
I didn't care about all the funky
Fuck the
flavors.
rapper. I just saw the red rapper and I wanted that shit.
Apparently, a lot of people remember the Flintstones being called the Flintstones instead of the Flintstones. That one to me seems like a
Yeah.
pretty.
Who really remembers the Flintstones nowadays, to be honest?
The Ford logo.
That's true.
Like most people don't remember the Ford logo, or what, am I getting it backwards? People think that the little curly Q and the F on the Ford logo, they think that is new.
It's not new. It's been like that forever.
That's semantics, though. That one, I don't really see that one. Yeah.
A lot of people have memories of it being the opposite.
There's a lot of people that still think Fords are reliable, too, so I will never own another Ford. I currently own one.
Mickey Mouse. Oh, a lot of people remember Mickey not having a tail, and he actually does, I guess.
Yeah, I think Mickey's always had a tail.
Yeah, that's what I think.
I think at least.
All right, so you guys win this round.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna give it.
You're not fuck with me anymore now, Dave.
Fruit o' the loom.
You're not in my head anymore, motherfucker. Rent free, bitches.
Man, there's so many of them.
That's just, man.
It's a fun thing to talk about, though.
Time for some cool down. Now the old
That's
77.
exactly what she's talking
Cooling it down. So did you guys hear about the chick in Florida who?
Here we go with Florida again.
Let's hear it.
This is one of my favorite stories, and if I can get it right, I really want to get it right. So there was a 6-hour standoff in Pinellas County, Florida, right? I think that's how you say it. Anyway, that's usually generally the county where all the crazy shit goes on. But they're in the middle of a 6-hour standoff. There's some kids.
shit.
They come around.
It's okay.
They yell at them. The kids turn around. We were talking about this earlier.
Yes.
Allegedly, some shots were fired.
Standoff.
Standoff occurs. We're 6 hours deep in the standoff. Cops are all there. It's tense. Negotiations are going on. When out of nowhere, a drunk chick on a golf cart comes crashing into the thing. They ended up busting I guess when that happened, the guy inside shot himself in the foot. They arrested them all.
Of course he did.
Right?
Of course the man literally shoots
the
himself.
dude shot
in the
himself in the foot. Drunk chick, naked, gets arrested. And the best part was that she had no business being there. It was completely separate.
Do you guys remember a cornucopia being in the Fruit of the Loom logo?
No.
No.
Okay. A lot of people remember. This is getting absurdly funny. Now
he's trying to get deep.
You guys are on some Florida shit.
But
I'm still over here looking at Mandela.
The chick totally ran into everything, and they arrested her.
Oh man,
is she hot?
At least let me find a picture, man.
She definitely was a little intoxicated in her mugshot.
She was so drunk.
I wonder how our friend Leanne Bergen's doing.
I mean,
our girl from the lake.
Yeah, our favorite realtor.
Favorite realtor?
Did she get tried yet?
Here she is, man.
Or Leanne Bauman.
She looks like
she's not horrible, but I mean, she doesn't look the best either.
Yeah.
Then again, she's drunk, naked in Florida.
She looks fucked up right there.
She looks way fucked up.
She had to be on some acid or something.
No updates on our friend Leanne.
I mean, you're just driving around with a fucking birthday suit on, ride up on some cops.
Right.
I read a story.
What y'all doing over here?
Yeah,
I read a story yesterday.
Fucking zero. You have zero fucks for one.
I read a story yesterday about these cops that were trying to capture this pig that had escaped from some farmer's land, and instead, I know, just the premise is hilarious.
Oh my God.
But instead, they maybe finally got the pig too, but they stumbled across a bunch of weed plants outside growing on some dude's property.
I'm glad they saved us from those dangerous plants.
The world's a safer place.
Right. And our farmer got his pig back. Yeah.
I think that he eventually did get his pig back, but not after those cops chopped down some plants.
Right. I hate that. Nothing. That's terrible.
Better things to spend our resources on.
Right.
Chasing after a fucking pig.
That actually happens though, man. That happened back home.
Yeah.
I remember being on the radio, on the air, and we had a guy in a nearby town. He was a bigwig. He's since passed. But they had like a local fair going on, right? It was like 4th of July, and they did what they called Bossy Bingo. You guys know Bossy Bingo? No. So they'll make a big square out in a pen, and they'll have numbers, and whatever Bossy takes a shit in, that's the bingo number. So you could literally have like 6-7 hour game of bingo, right?
Yeah.
Bossy got out, and a couple of boys rode her down and roped her and got her back in the pen, and this old boy wanted to come on and thank them. And we did it.
Wow.
Oh, shit.
And we let him do it.
I've had neighbors that have had livestock escape. I've been driving down the road and
that's some country ass shit.
Nearly ran into a cow. Yeah.
These dudes did this on the main street in a town.
You can write a fucking country song about
Yeah.
A small town.
It was.
On the balls around the pig.
See, that's why I don't listen to much country, man, because the lyrics are always the same.
It's all pandering.
That's
anymore. We're gonna go down by the river and we're gonna drink at a back road.
I mean, it was cool when it was original.
Yeah.
When the OGs were doing it, but it needs some fresh life. And now we got this weird thing happening where like country music
There's a crossover.
There was a crossover
That's
of like
exactly
country
what
and
she's
rock
talking
there for a while, and that
Right.
still is happening. But now it's crossed over with hip hop too.
Oh, that's
And
right.
you're hearing like all of these country artists that are like singing with auto tune now, and it's just so
It
fucking
sounds
weird.
horrible.
I saw a Nelly performing the other day on a
He
live
just-
show
he
on
just released an
CMT.
album with Florida Georgia Line, a whole album.
Really? Whole album?
Yep.
Wow.
Mhm.
Is he singing his own stuff, or is it just
I don't know.
rehashed
I
old
wouldn't.
Nelly
I
tunes?
wouldn't dare listen to it. I think it's original songs.
Just
though.
wait till Kanye turns the country, dude.
Oh, I'll be all over it then.
It's going to happen.
We finally got a new album, guys.
It's going to happen. You know,
be all over.
he's all about that shit. He's all about crossing over and trying to
be multi-dimensional.
He broke so many records this past 2 weeks.
Did he fucking debut the album yet?
Yeah, the album came
so
out.
it's finally out.
And he like at the same time, like he had literally had like 24 songs in the top 24.
People
at
had
the
already
same time.
accused him of lifting lyrics.
He had like
Serious?
Yeah.
Damn.
Has he really? I hadn't heard that.
Let me see if I can't.
Oh wait, no, actually, I think
Is
I
T-Pain just hating on him?
Hey, man,
Soldier
gotta
Boy
get
was
that
hating on him. Like apparently Soldier Boy recorded a verse for the album, and then he didn't put it on the album.
Really?
He pissed Soldier Boy off.
No shit.
He pissed Chris Brown off. Yeah, he pissed some people off.
I mean,
Well, and then there's the thing about at the album listening party, he brought out Marilyn Manson and
Oh, yeah.
the
Did he
baby.
really?
Yeah.
Well, isn't there supposed to be lyrics
That's
in it of
crazy.
him, like banging?
Marilyn Manson is on the album in a song called Jail.
So-
But the whole point of that song, the lyrics of it is it's like priors. Do you have any priors? We're all liars. Basically, it's talking about he's talking about cancel culture and how we cancel people and we're done with them and we throw them out.
Kanye talking to them?
In the lyrics of the song, that's like the gist of the song.
That's cool.
And so I think like his whole point with bringing him out there was to say, yeah, he did some fucked up shit, but we've all done fucked up shit.
Right.
And so I think he had pure intentions, but of course, he pissed a ton of people off. And I totally understand why people are pissed off.
Yeah.
Again, I don't like stand behind all the things that the dude says or even all the things that he does, but I just think he's a really good
You wouldn't be surprised if he's just
producer.
like, you know what? I'm gonna fucking make a country album now. It wouldn't surprise me one least bit.
No, I mean, because he did that with gospel.
I was saying,
a few
didn't
years
he just
ago.
do that with?
And it was a great album.
It's like my least favorite album.
It was the most. It wasn't the.
But it won a Grammy for best contemporary gospel album.
It was one of the highest grossing gospel albums ever.
What's the new album called? My
Donda.
Beautiful Dark.
No, that's the album that's widely regarded as the greatest album of the 21st
Okay, well,
century. That's
Kanye has accused Kanye West of stealing one of his corny lines for My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy.
How old is that story?
Dark Fantasy.
Oh yeah, that's the first track. I had you listen to that track in here one night.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Was that the one you were like? Now I don't know. You shared quite a few tracks with me, but there was one you were like, this is art. This is Shakespeare. You got to check that. I mean, you really talked it up. And then like what you played me was like, yeah, bitch.
I don't think that was Kanye, Joe. I think that was JID.
I don't. But it was like 10, 15 minutes of just that.
Yeah, you guys didn't like that.
I was like, oh, this is Shakespeare. All right. Yeah.
Maddie's over here.
I think he's on it, man.
100%.
100%.
I used to have an app on my phone that had funny Kanye quotes on it, and yeah, man,
100%.
it was cool.
That's awesome.
Everybody is being served the nasty lunch food.
I don't remember that one.
I believe it.
I believe it too.
Believe it, Kanye.
Yeah.
We the rock stars. I remember that one.
We the rock stars.
I remember that interview.
No passionate.
He is,
Kanye.
you know, that's
He was talking about how like rappers are the rock stars of this generation. Like the '60s had Jim Morrison, and
to create the younger and younger and younger I feel.
yeah, I remember that one too.
I love when he rapped about McDonald's.
Yeah.
Those lyrics were fucking tight.
Which song are you talking about?
Me.
Well, we actually talked about this on the podcast a couple episodes ago.
I think we did.
And it was
With some McDonald's.
he's like
That's
the
exactly
fries
what
are
she's
jealous of
talking
my
about.
burger, and the Coke is jealous of my burger.
It was like one of
And
his earliest raps.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, they're like everything was jealous of the burger. Or
He
something.
did rap about
Fries.
KFC and Taco Bell on the new
But
album.
McDonald's is his favorite fast food.
That's right, because that was my trivia question. That's right.
We can stubbed you with that.
I remember that. That was the only one you got me with, right?
Well, you were
He
a
didn't
fucking
even know
Kanye, fucking Kanye encyclopedia over here.
I know a lot. I know a lot.
Except that McDonald's is his favorite.
So, did you listen to the new album yet?
Oh yeah, I've listened to it like 10 times.
Dude, it came out while we were on the air listening to
Would
it.
you rate it from 1 to 10?
I rate it better than his previous two albums. On a Kanye scale, I would rate it like a 7 out of 10. The whole album is like almost 2 hours long.
Wow.
Like if he would have cut it down and compressed it to like the best hour, then I would say it's a phenomenal album. But I feel like there's too much filler on it. I'll send you a.
So there were like a lot of skits. Like
No, he has no
just-
skits.
Okay.
No,
It's not like Wu Tang where they're like shadow boxing. And
No, he did skits like on his first two albums, and then he put an end to the skits, which I'm good with, man. I always skip the skits anyway. Outkast, Alien.
That was my favorite part about Wu-Tang albums was like
We did have great skits on Wu-Tang albums.
they had like the fucking
Shaolin
kung fu fighting and
Yeah, I love
between
it.
songs and shit.
I love that. I love it when hip hop artists sample like old movies and shit. I think that's brilliant.
So, for reference, that T-Pain accusation came out 17 hours ago.
Oh, cool.
Oh wow, so that's
Very
amazing.
recent.
Okay, everybody's mad at him right
He's saying he lifted a line, not the entire album.
I see.
That T-Pain used, and at the time told T-Pain that it was a corny line.
now. He probably did.
So then probably did.
It's who I think I am.
You know, that's strangely fit. That's
Thanks, Kanye. I appreciate
Thanks,
it.
Kanye.
I'm not even going to tell you what he says after that clip ends.
We should totally have
Everybody is being served a nasty lunch food.
this segment brought to you by this Kanye quote.
Yeah, we need to sponsor that one, right?
If you would like to sponsor the
My
Kanye
voice is
wisdom of the
really
day,
compressed to express myself artistically through music.
Cool.
I guess this would be like top of the hour shower thoughts.
He's not somebody that you can take out of context.
Oh yeah, you can.
I mean, it's fun to take him out of context. He goes on these rants, man.
That's the best part. He's constantly talking and running his crap flapper.
Sometimes, yeah.
Somebody's always recording.
But then, like now, like he's nowhere to be found since he dropped that album. He hasn't done a single interview, hasn't done anything. But he doesn't need to.
But then he would have to answer why he had like 3 album release parties.
Maybe. He's done that with other albums, though.
So what stadium did he release it at?
Well, here's the thing. That night, that last night that we were together, that was a Thursday. No.
Yeah, that was
Yeah, that was
He was in
Thursday night.
Atlanta,
The
yeah.
album actually, well, that was the first listening party. Was in Atlanta.
That's the one that we all watched the week prior.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh fuck, where was he at the last one?
Because he had like a replica of his childhood home.
Oh, he was in Soldier Field in Chicago.
He rented that out too?
No, he didn't rent it out. He literally had them build his childhood home in the middle of the stadium.
Yeah, it's the silliest fucking thing ever, man. And then they came out of the house.
And then I don't think you saw this guy.
Just confused looking for Matt. Brought to you by Jeff City Paranormal.
At the end of it, he set himself on fire too. Did you hear about that?
What?
Yeah,
I love it since age 5.
Oh, and get this. After he set himself on fire, fucking Kim came walking down in her fucking wedding dress.
Oh my god.
And that was yes, and that was how it ended. Then it cut to black. The last thing you see is like Kanye looking at Kim and with this big smile on his face, and then it cuts to black. That was after he set himself on
Thank
fire.
y'all very much for y'all hate and support.
That's one of my favorites. I love that one.
You know, she had to been like, yeah, it's gonna cost you.
Oh man, I love that quote.
So that show was still on the air when they were together, right? The Kardashians.
During part of
Was he on there a lot?
That's exactly
Not
what
that
she's
much.
talking
Okay, gotcha.
but he was on it a few times.
So it was more or less Kim being out and about.
Yeah,
and then
most of
Kanye
it.
was like
There was like
something else.
There was like an episode where he like cleaned out her closet, like went through her whole wardrobe and like picked out outfits and shit for her.
No wonder she left his ass.
Just like
Yeah.
random stuff. Well, the dude's worth like I don't know, like what, like $7 billion or some shit.
That's crazy.
He's like the highest paid
hip hop artist.
hip hop artist. Or
Yeah,
something,
I think he's surpassed Jay-Z at this point.
Jeez.
Wow, that's amazing.
I tried to
I
tell
saw-
everybody.
Now, has he surpassed Jay-Z or Jay-Z and Beyonce?
Both, I think.
I saw this picture of Jay-Z the other day. He was like running down the street in Brooklyn somewhere, and he looks like shit.
He looks like a dad, doesn't
Like
he?
old as hell.
Not even that. He just looks wore out.
Yeah.
He's just like.
Maybe
And the meme was, this guy married Beyonce. There's still hope for you.
Yeah, right. Shit.
Oh, shit.
He had a verse on Kanye's new album. That was nice.
So he's on there.
He's on. He's got like basically the first verse of the
He
whole
could
album.
probably
Is
still.
Jay-Z.
He could probably still spit though.
Oh,
For sure. Yeah, man. Jay's one of my favorites.
Yeah.
The
His
Blueprint album.
albums. His albums back. In the
You ever
day.
listen to the Blueprint album?
I probably did, but I just can't remember.
That was the one that had like H to the Izzo.
Oh,
and
yeah, I
all
heard
that
it,
shit.
yeah.
That's Kanye produced that whole album basically.
Yeah. That's crazy. He did that.
He's a great producer, man.
Yeah.
Apart from
I don't
as
doubt.
a rapper,
I
he's a
don't
great
doubt
producer.
his skills. He's just a megalomaniac.
Shit,
Yeah.
right?
No, I get it, man.
It's the same reason why I don't like, other bands. Like,
Yeah, I get it.
Guys, what's the name of that band with douchebag at the head? You know what I'm talking about.
Limp Bizkit.
Yes.
Fred Durst.
Fred Durst. But then there's another one. Fuck, man. I am.
Oh,
drawing-
Oasis. Oasis.
Oasis is
Liam,
another.
Liam
You've got
Gallagher.
You got the Irish band.
Cranberry? Or,
no, they had a Joshua Tree album.
Oh,
U2.
U2. God, I don't listen to U2 anymore.
Me neither.
Sorry.
We have a friend who has a U2 hat. So,
and that's why I don't want to remember them.
2 weeks ago, he said something about the hat I was wearing, and I was like, "Bring your fucking U2 hat in, and I'll take a shit at it."
Yeah, man. I do not understand the obsession with U2.
It's their guitarist. Yeah. That's it.
The Edge.
The Edge.
I don't
For one, like, why would you fucking?
He's the best part of it.
Why would you wear a U2 hat anyway?
God, I really.
It makes no fucking sense.
It's like wearing like a Nickelback hat.
Bro,
basically.
if you hear this, I'm sorry. I love you, but I just don't get it.
You know, if you're gonna like Nickelback, go full on.
U2 is kind of like Kanye in that the people that do like U2 fucking love U2.
It's a beautiful day.
Yeah, I'm not a U2 guy.
It's awful.
Remember a couple years ago, if you downloaded Apple, whatever, they forced you to take.
I was like, how do I get this off my iPhone?
Everybody was trying to get it off.
There was whole videos put out how to get rid of the U2 songs.
I found a way. I was like, oh god, I can delete this off.
It's a brilliant moment in pop culture history.
Oh. And then they had that one tune where they were like counting, but it
Untold Jay's
right.
Catorso.
But it was like one time.
Uno, dos, tres, catorso.
Or something.
Which I think translates to like 1, 2, 3, like 12 or something.
Like they all look like douchebags.
Yeah, I
now.
know.
They just like
Back in the
withered out.
day, they looked good back in the day.
You know,
they were all young and they were fresh from, they still had their accents.
From what I understand, like Bono's like 5'2" or something.
Yeah, he's very short.
Super short guy.
Kanye's very short too.
He's like very close to like midget size.
What's the cutoff?
That's what I was wondering. Like, is that like Tom Cruise size? Like he's a tiny dude
pretty
too.
short.
He is tiny.
Like itty bitty.
That guy's an asshole.
I know, right?
God, yes.
He's in some great movies, but man.
Yeah. You know, I saw that.
But that's another one where I almost don't. I see a new Tom Cruise movie coming out, and I'm like,
They keep pushing back Top Gun 2 because of COVID. Like it's been in the bag for a long time now. But
Our Walmart had like. Our Walmart had merchandise for it at the beginning of the summer.
Did they? I didn't see that.
Yeah. They had shirts, they had wallets, they had big things up.
Raining down on a godly fucking firestorm upon you. You're gonna have to call the fucking nations to get a fucking binding resolution. Keep me from fucking destroying you.
You don't even need a movie quote from him.
exactly
You can
what
just pull
she's
up
talking
the video of him screaming at his
Oh my
cast
God,
members
yeah.
on the
about the whole COVID thing, not wearing a mask.
Was that Top Gun? What movie was that on?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know what that was on.
Yeah.
Probably.
Fucking prick.
I would think at least that was on the Top Gun movie. Or is he got anything coming out?
Well,
No.
Top Gun. Well,
idea.
that's supposed to be out soon, right? Top Gun.
It was supposed to be out already, but
It's
they keep
been
pushing
done
it back.
forever,
Yeah, they
right?
keep pushing it back.
I think they're trying to get it into theaters.
I wonder
It's
if
got to come out in the summertime.
I wonder.
I feel like it's a summertime
I agree.
movie.
Don't
right?
put that out at Christmas.
I wonder if Val makes an appearance in the movie.
So I watched a documentary of that. Did you watch it?
Yeah.
Oh, I
The Val
haven't seen
Kilmer
that.
documentary.
Yeah, on
So,
Hulu, I think.
For what it was, I thought it was good. It's just
It's good for somebody like you and me that grew up watching his movies.
Yeah.
and now if it can be taken another way where like, oh, this person's like super into themselves and they're just doing this because he feels like his life's like almost over.
Because he was the one that made the movie.
But his son sounds just like him because his son does all the narration.
Right.
Really?
But he had a really interesting life. Like
Absolutely.
there
Grew
was
up as a child star.
and he also faced a lot of adversity.
Yeah,
his brother dying. He was
Yep.
very close with his brother. They made movies together when they were like little kids and shit.
Yeah.
Man.
But what really struck me was he always had a fucking video recorder with him.
Yeah, which
No matter where he went, he had one.
That's weird,
There's
right?
like scenes of like him and Sean Penn like backstage at a play.
Yeah.
And they're just fucking kids.
Yep.
Like Kevin Bacon's there and
kind of like Old Girl from Punky Brewster, that other documentary that came out a while ago.
Oh, Soleil Moon Frye?
No. It's kind of like the Val Kilmer documentary in that there's a bunch of old footage of her and like other child stars from that era. We've talked about it on this show, I think.
That's Punky Brewster though, Soleil Moon Frye.
Oh yeah, that's her. Yeah, I got you. I'm sorry. I thought you were.
I do feel bad for Val Kilmer though. It's like a
Was it throat cancer?
Yeah.
Is that what he had?
Yeah.
And was it from smoking? I don't remember if they actually addressed that.
I don't even remember, man.
Yeah. I
And
don't
then,
remember
like,
either.
so anyway, the last thing he was doing was this Mark Twain thing.
Yeah.
And like he put his own money into this. And the fucking thing, COVID hit, and it fucking destroyed his production. Like they were going to open this up on Broadway.
Oh, really?
And he was going to do the acting. It was like him going to be Mark Twain. He's going to go like it was kind of like an improv kind of Mark Twainish kind of. He was going to be getting the crowd involved, like walk out to the crowd, and he's like, you know, this and that, and like try to be like poetic like Mark Twain was, and it crashed. Like it was getting great review. It was great reviews from like different like critics and stuff from the writing, and they were like, oh, this is going to be great. People need to go see this. Val Kilmer produced the whole thing. He wrote it, and then fucking COVID hit, and it killed the whole fucking thing.
Yeah, man. All those poor people on Broadway and all those. I mean, I'm serious. And, and all those.
Not
poor
everyone's
people,
a wealthy person.
That's
bro.
right.
all those poor
That's right.
people that work at restaurants, man.
That's where I thought you were going with that.
Yeah.
Those poor people on Broadway.
Yeah.
I'm sure most of those people are doing okay, but I'm sure most of those people have also been completely fucking broke during their life too.
Guaranteed.
Same thing for any musician that you know.
Oh yeah.
I wasn't always breaking in the dough like I am now, boys.
And honestly, dude,
You married up.
Well, that happened, but the cancer thing happened too. Like he found out that he had cancer.
Damn it.
So he couldn't talk anymore, bro.
Yeah, he can't
Yeah, he has
talk
the
at all,
trach.
man.
He
Yeah.
has the
So
trach.
as soon as that happened to him,
Is he doing that
boom.
like the
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
that?
Yeah.
Oh man.
So as soon as he found out that he needed operation, the whole thing stopped.
Yeah.
So he was working on that.
Yeah, my
production,
bad. It wasn't COVID. I totally got lost on it.
Well, yeah, I was confused because I was like, wait a minute.
But yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like that couldn't be COVID.
I was like, he was gonna do that with that. Like,
Yeah.
hey everybody, I'm Mark Twain.
And he does, like in the movie, you get to hear him use that. I mean,
Yeah.
his son narrates most of it, but you also get to hear him.
But no, yeah, you're right. It was.
Oh man.
So basically, he was in the middle of it, and then boom, that hit him, and that was it.
And there were all like the rumors about him. Nobody had seen him. And
he just like disappeared, and then when he came back, he was all like draped. And,
Yeah, dude. Yeah. I felt bad because he was
exactly
like
what
at
she's
this.
talking
He was at this signage thing. I guess it might have been Comic-Con or something.
Yeah.
And he was because he was Batman.
Yeah.
And so he was signing all this stuff. He gets paid to be there.
Fuck yeah.
But like, he had this like he got sick, and they had to take him away.
Yeah.
And he had to take a nap like in the back somewhere for
Oh,
like 5 hours, and he came back out and he was signing more stuff.
Yeah, because he just couldn't handle it.
I just feel bad for the guy.
Yeah.
Damn.
He had interesting, great life.
Interesting life.
Yeah.
Shitty
Has
situation.
kids, you know, had a
great.
great marriage for a while, and
I watched that Doors movie probably
oh my god,
over 100 times.
that Doors movie is amazing.
Even though it's factually inaccurate at times.
It is.
Still my favorite Val Kilmer is Tombstone.
Hell yeah.
Oh,
hard to
my
argue.
It's Doc Howard.
Right.
It's hard to argue.
I'm
with
your
that one.
Huckleberry.
I'm your Huckleberry.
Oh, you're gonna kick that dude's ass.
You knew he was getting it.
Right, absolutely. Even though that dude was like 2 feet in the grave
Yeah.
already.
Great.
He knew he was fucked when Wyatt didn't show up, and Doc's
Right.
like, "Hey,
I'm here.
I'm here, motherfucker."
We never got to finish our game.
Wouldn't it be cool if Anthony Edwards made a cameo in Top Gun too?
That'd be awesome.
That'd be cool.
I'm not sure.
He's like from the dead and shit. He's like, "I'm the ghost.
I'm the ghost of Goose.
I'm the goose."
Goose's ghost.
He comes to him in a dream. He's like, "Hey, man, I got a heart on her."
Did you marry that chick? All right.
You remember that time we like covered each other in baby oil
Right.
playing volleyball?
Did I send you? I sent you guys the video of
You
that
rubbed a little too hard.
that Netflix show. I think you should leave. The one with the with Coffin Flap. Remember that?
You did send me that, yeah.
Oh man, that's such a great
fucked up.
show. Did I send that to you, Maddie?
No.
So it's
You
like
need to watch that show on Netflix. It's a
It's
comedy.
silly like sketch comedy thing, but basically the coffin flop was their coffin delivery guys at a funeral, whatever, right? And the coffin would fall out.
Oh,
The body, like
the body'd be like naked.
the whole
Oh,
premise of the show was
That's cool.
bodies falling
Okay.
out of coffins.
Gotcha.
But one of them was the dude narrating it naked.
Yeah.
He got up, and ran away.
Oh my
He
god.
was like, surely there's not this many bodies falling out of coffins,
Right.
and surely not every 1 out of 5 of them are nude. And then he's like,
One out
I
of
don't know what to tell you. We're just filming funerals and,
Yeah.
and
Here it is.
doing the ones where bodies fly out.
Dude, if you guys have like we were talking about this off mic, and what we do in the shadows, you
Oh my
have to
God.
watch that.
Okay, I will. I'm not a big
Dude,
vampire
they're-
guy,
they're-
but
no, it's not even about that. It's a comedy.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think I probably could.
I think they're like 23, 24 minutes long. You can burn
They're
through them.
not. They're not long enough.
It's not much.
Okay, and that's Hulu.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can get that on Hulu.
All right.
I think that's also on Comedy Central.
100%.
Not
Wow.
for sure.
Thank you, Kanye.
See, Kanye told him now, so he'll do it.
Scotty, I told Scotty, I think this was off the air, one of my favorite Kanye West lines from his song. I love your titties because they prove I can focus on 2 things at once.
That's pretty
You
good.
know,
line.
Shakespeare.
That's
It's
exactly
pretty
what
good
she's
shit,
talking
man.
about.
I am a genius.
He probably stole that line from somebody.
God, I hope so.
That's one thing that I don't like about rappers, man, is a lot of rappers have ghostwriters. They don't even write their own verses. They pay other people to write them for them. Kanye
Or
being one of them.
Yeah, like new YouTube rappers never perform a show, and so when they get time to perform a show, just lock up.
Yeah.
Wasn't the Weeknd like that for a bit?
They don't even like know how to talk on the phone with people, let alone perform.
They can't do it.
Yeah, it's text
But
or
damn it,
nothing.
give them a computer and a mic, and they can go to town.
Absolutely.
You know?
But honestly, texting is clearly the superior method of communication.
Oh God, yes, God, yes.
It's the greatest, one of the greatest things about a phone.
I freeze up when somebody calls me.
Does anybody ever get the old timey texts like BRB? And you're like, what the? Oh, be right back.
Well, our old friend of the show, Drew, he used to always send me texts with those abbreviations, and God,
The younger generation talks in like acronyms now.
I had to Google that shit. I had to Google it.
Like, me a couple of times.
Can you not write a full sentence? I mean,
No, you don't have to. I mean, we have full keyboards
You
now.
know what I'm talking about.
Right?
I mean, you know, I respect it. It's okay.
Hey, big ups. Speaking of respect, and big ups to our Patreon subscribers.
That's right.
The Paranormal Sun
The homie JT,
in Auckland, New Zealand, coming out of Tower Studios.
Thank you,
We've
brother.
got Biscuit Strength,
the homie Taylor,
the homie Taylor, and we also have
the Jefferson City Paranormal Society.
There you go. I was hoping somebody would jump in.
the homies.
The homies, and they're going to be back on the show coming up too.
October 13th.
Yeah, that'll be our recording date, so it'll come out on the
Yeah,
15th
It'll
or
be
the 16th or something.
Yeah, the
Looking
next
forward to
Tuesday.
it, man.
Yeah.
Or if you check us out on Patreon, you can get it probably the next day.
That's right. And also, while we're talking about that, we're trying to gear up for another good Halloween episode.
Yeah.
So if anybody has any like scary real life stories, like maybe you lived in a haunted house, maybe you had a weird like UFO experience or something, let us know about it. Hit us up on social media. Call us on the listener line 573-246-0779.
Especially if just privately like DM us.
Yeah,
Yeah, you don't have to leave us a recording.
You don't have to post it on Facebook for everyone to see.
Get a hold of us. Let us know your story. We would love to tell it.
You can stay anonymous if you want.
We just need like 4 or 5 stories.
Also, if you know one of us, feel free to come up to it.
That's right.
Say, hey,
Yeah.
I'd like to record this if I could for the show.
That would be awesome.
We would love that.
awesome.
We would love that.
Yeah.
Well, fellas,
It's been a good show tonight.
Well, that's 69 in the books.
69. Now I'm gonna go home and try to get some 69.
More power to you,
Getting the
brother.
wife's in bed. It's not gonna happen for me. It's not gonna happen.
Not tonight, Dave.
Let me tell you.
Grabs them by the wrist like.
Don't make me beat you up again.
Listen, man. When she is asleep, she's asleep. There's nothing, no funny business going on.
Sleep through an earthquake, huh?
I don't need a black eye or a broken nose. Come on, man.
She would beat you up and then run 12 miles.
I can't afford to bruise this beautiful face.
No,
up.
man, it is pretty pretty.
Oh, thank you.
Frizz the hair out a little bit.
Frizzy.
I've been frizzing it out lately. I've been letting the curls flow, boys.
He's like a puppy dog.
Yeah.
Puppy.
All right, bitches. Bump music's back.
All right. So, till we see another episode in the future.
70.
70.
We're getting close to 77.
We do want to do something at 77.
That's our other big milestone coming up. 69's a pretty good one too, though.
Yeah. We're here.
And
We're still doing it.
And when we do get word of what we're going to do on 77,
we will
or the old 77, we will let you know so you can join in on the celebration.
Absolutely. Hopefully it'll be a community affair. That's all we'll say for now.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
All right,
We've already
bitches.
All right, y'all.
We'll see you next week.
Yeah.
Peace out, y'all.
Till next time.
Bitches.
Complete with that.
The end.
The end.
Nice job, boys.